You've just rolled up to In the Mind of JT, where the whiskey's strong, the opinions are stronger, and there's no filter in sight. We're talking no holds barred, people. I am JT, Marine, biker, musician, and unapologetic patriot. I love my country and all things fast, loud, and wild. And if you came here looking for a smooth ride, well, you're in the wrong motherfucking place. Buckle up. Let's get it done. It's time to dive into the chaos that's inside my mind. So welcome back to In the Mind of JT. Now today's kind of a special one for me. I've been waiting for this particular episode for quite some time, and the reason why is because I got my real life brother here, the motherfucking pond digger. That's what he goes by, but his name is Eric Triplett. There's a lot of things about my brother that I'm pretty excited to talk about because, you know, he's 5 years older than me, and
but I look 5 years younger. Come on now,
motherfucker! You just fucked it up. Funny guy. Anyhow, now I gotta cut that part out. Shit. Anyways, you know, he's 5 years older than me. And, you know, when I was a kid, I was always, you know, following him around. You know, he's a very good role model to have. So we got some stories to share. Some good, some bad. And, you know, I'm just gonna bring him on right now. And the motherfucking pond digger's in the house. What's up, bro?
What's up? Hey, when he said the whiskey is strong, it's no bullshit. Look how tall this glass is. Normally you do two fingers of whiskey and then you top it with some kind of filler, you know? This was like 4.5 fingers whiskey and then a little just for some, didn't even give it color, bro. Jeez.
Well, bro, you said, where's the whiskey at? And you kind of caught me off guard. You were working on the 75 hard, bro.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened with that shit?
Dude, I got sick as a dog last week and I was down for like 2-3 days. I just was like, I'm not going to go work out. I'm done. And I just laid in bed and got recovered. I got a big month, man. I'm traveling a lot this month. And
I know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm excited to travel with you for the first time as far as doing some podcasting stuff. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, man, I was real excited about doing this episode with you because, you know, you kind of got me into this thing, and you know, I've kind of had to grow a little bit and learn along the way, and you kind of give me some good guidance on making good content and videos. So I was pretty excited about you coming on. So thanks, man.
Yeah.
And you're not always available, bro.
I know it was late. I was worried. I was like, man, it's getting late. JT's probably freaking out right now.
No.
Like, mom would have called us like 3 times already. Where are you at? Where are you coming? I'm like, he's showing a lot of restraint. But I had to shut down the day, man. It was all good.
Well, it's funny you say that because, you know, a lot of people don't know this about us, but we kind of did have 2 different paths in life, right? And so for the viewers who don't really know what I'm talking about is, you know, we were raised together by our mom up until about the time I was, dude, I want to say at least, well, because you moved in with Dad kind of early. Right.
It's like 13 or 14. 13.
No, I was 13 or 14.
No. I was probably around 15. I went to move with Dad. You were 10.
Yeah. So you were living with Dad for a couple of years before Mom decided to get remarried. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember because I would go visit you and we'd go, you know, skate pools and shit like that. But the thing is, the dynamic that really changed is when Mom got remarried, and then we moved to Pennsylvania, bro.
Yep.
And so I was, you know, that was when they got married, I was 16 or so. Yeah, I was 16. I was in my junior year. So, yeah, you know what? I was in my junior year because we were only in Pennsylvania for like 2 years, and then we came back.
Mm-hmm.
But the little things when you're gone, like, okay, cool, George came into the picture before we moved, and he was kind of a male role model, but I put that man through hell.
Yeah, you did. God, that poor man.
I put that guy through some shit, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I had to learn things like I had to learn how to shave by myself, you know, and you know, mom's a very eccentric individual, bro.
Fair.
So, anyways, to backtrack just a tad bit, when you ended up moving in with Dad when I was younger, then that's when I started going through some shit as a kid. You know, I was going down the wrong path. I was hanging out with the wrong people, and obviously, I had that episode I talked about where I got molested and shit. So, like, all these things happened after you were already out of the house, right? So I often think about that because, you know, had maybe I'd been around you a little bit more, and you kind of you know, you actually never really beat me up as a kid. You teased me a lot.
I roughed you up, but I teased you. But I
Yeah,
mean, I was like
yeah.
I was like a toughen you up.
Yeah,
There's a difference between roughing you up and toughen you up. Like
Agreed.
I was toughing you up.
yeah. No, I agree. You didn't. You weren't one of those big brothers who were like constantly beating me up and shit. And
You probably, you know, in hindsight, now that I think about this, you probably went down that path you did as a rebel because I was gone. Because, you know, I left at 15 or 10, you know, and you were
Yeah.
like, you were coming up and you were probably struggling with that, you know, because I remember struggling with, you know, mom. And I mean, I was 13, 14, fighting with mom all the time. You know, she didn't get it.
So wait a second. Did you move in with Dad to kind of escape?
Yeah.
Really? Say, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you just got to the point and you were just like, I want to try something new.
No, I mean,
because I didn't really understand why you left. I just figured you wanted to go live with Dad for a little while.
Maybe a little bit, but you know, look, dude. I mean, it's no secret that a strong male figure in your life is important when you're growing up.
Yeah,
you know, and we didn't have that growing up, and so I do remember saying bye to Dad. I was like 5 years old, dude. Like you were a baby. I remember saying goodbye to him on the front steps on Exemino. And
no shit.
I remember hugging him, and he left, and I was like, I don't know. Wow,
you know I never knew that, bro.
Yeah, and so
see, we've never really talked about this shit.
Yeah,
it was really weird.
And so, like, you know, here then fast forward 10 years, I'm 15, and you know, going through puberty and all this shit, and you know, mom was like, you know, she was going through it. She was a single mom raising 2 kids, and so, you know, she was probably on me all the time. I remember, like, I wasn't a great student at school. I mean, I graduated 2.5, you know, like
neither was I, though. You know that.
You know, I know my son actually did all your homework, but, you know, don't trip. I know this shit.
That's we're going to talk about that here a little bit later, but yes, you are right. Hey, he didn't do all my homework.
My son is smart as shit.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
My son is so smart. God.
But see, now that he said that, now we're going to have to come back to that in a little bit. But anyways, go ahead, bro.
So, you know, I wasn't great in school, and I was obsessed with, you know, my guitar. Like I thought my guitar was my escape. I thought I would be a rock star when I grew up, which I guess I kind of am. You know, I'm the pond digger, right? I build ponds and build, you know, these rock waterfalls and stuff like that. So it didn't really end up the way I thought it would, but, you know, that was my escape. I just wanted to be in music and, you know, and then skating or whatever, you know. So I was always athletic, you know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I felt like, you know, mom was probably coming in heavy, and I was like, I want to move with Dad. But at that time, we were spending more time with Dad, and Dad was more stable at that time. You know, Dad, you know, had married someone, and he adopted a girl, and like, so like his life was like a little bit more stable than it was from, I don't even know what happened from 5 to 15, you know, like I don't remember seeing him a whole lot. But
well, that's kind of how it was for me. See, the thing is, and I don't know if you know this, but when you ended up moving in with Dad, I had to feel the repercussions
of mom, right?
Don't,
dude, I'm pissed. My drink's done, bro.
Shoot, hold on.
All right, tap out. We got to get me a new drink. This is some bullshit.
Hold on. Shit.
Fuck.
And you're not even drunk, bro.
And I'm not even drunk.
For the record, Mom, Okay, we're not attacking you. We love you to death.
Dude, Mom ain't gonna listen to this bullshit. She don't listen to your podcast.
Oh no, she's gonna listen. She knows we're doing this shit. She knows we're doing this shit.
Now I gotta be on my best behavior.
No, dude. You know what? But no, Mom. On a serious note, we're talking about some things we've never spoken about before. So this is all new shit. So, anyways, let's get back to it. So I actually had to feel the after effects of you moving, right? So, and I don't know. Again, I was such a kid. I mean, you moved when I was around 12 years old, so you were about 17 or so. I think.
I think it was younger, dude.
No, so I was younger.
I think it's 15, 16 tops. I think it was around 15. I'm almost positive.
So I was
15.
10.
Yeah, dude. It was a pretty tough age.
And we lived on Kennebec.
Yeah, pretty tough age to be alone.
Yeah, we lived on Kennebec, dude.
Not alone, but like without that male figure in your life.
See, there were some other things too. You know, with you leaving, that put Mom into kind of a weird kind of scenario. Yeah, I was young, but I was old enough to know that it affected her greatly. And as a matter of fact, she was actually having a lot more seizures and episodes then. You know, so I actually was there alone with her on many occasions. And when the very first time I saw her have a seizure, bro, I didn't know what to do. It was so scary because I'm like, dude, I'm like a 10-year-old kid and I see her fall off her bench and she's all, you know, in convulsions and shit. So yeah, there was a lot of things that I had to go through alone with her.
Well, some of the audience doesn't know that, you know, she was in an automobile accident, hit her head really hard, and then she had that caused epilepsy. I was supposed to be in the car with her that day.
No shit?
Yeah, dude. I was supposed to be in the car.
What do you mean? How do you know this?
I probably would have been dead. I remember talking to her about it. She was in that big old...
The DeSoto.
The DeSoto, yeah. She was in a DeSoto. I was supposed to be with her, and she got sideswiped. I probably would have been dead.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. So I was even younger then. I mean, I was just a fucking real young kid then.
Yeah.
So that's weird. But yeah, I had to, you know, go through her. Mom and I went through a lot of shit together because we just, you know, we were trying to both figure it out. And I give her a lot of props because, you know, she did her best. She'd had, you know, 3 or 4 jobs and she was taking care of me, and I wasn't the fucking easiest to deal with, dude. I fucking pushed her buttons all the time, dude. All the motherfucking time.
Professional button pusher.
I know, dude. Hey, but you know what? I was just a fucking young lad, bro. And then my fucking older brother wasn't there anymore, so I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, but anyways, let's fast forward a couple years. So as I started getting older, there would be times I'd go visit you. You know, Dad would come pick me up or Mom would drop me off and we'd go skateboarding, and we had that in common.
Yeah.
You know? And then, you know, of course, see, here's the thing about my brother. Ever since a kid, he's always been a no-nonsense type guy, as far as I can remember, dude. It was like one of those things. If I fell and I hurt my knee and I'd start crying, he'd be like, dude, stop it. Quit being a fucking bitch. You know, like, that's just how he was. He's like, quit being a fucking bitch. I mean, that's really how he was. I remember I was being chased by you because this is when we lived
on a skateboard?
We were living in the fucking big red barn house, bro. And you kept telling me, hey, you need to come home. Mom's fucking made dinner. And I had my little red bike, bro. And you were fucking chasing me. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not going home. And I looked back and I saw you just fucking hauling ass after me, bro. And I wasn't watching. And so my fucking front tire deviated to the left and off the fucking the sidewalk, and I fucking flip over. I remember that because I broke my fucking collarbone, bro. I don't know if you remember that or not.
You should listen to me, bro. Every time
dude,
you don't listen to me, you fuck up. God.
Do you remember that at all, dude?
I don't remember that exact scenario, I remember you broke a collarbone.
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck I remember that, dude, because I had to have been like fucking 10 or something.
Probably younger.
And I had to walk around on the brace like this, like my fucking, with my chest out the whole fucking time, dude. But that was weird.
You were probably 7, bro, because I was probably 12. And when we were at the barn house, I was probably 12, maybe 13. We could look it up, bro. You could look up Running with the Devil. That album right there, that house and Running with the Devil that connects together, bro.
I'm gonna look this shit up.
I remember hearing
I'm gonna look
freaking
this
Running
up.
with the Devil for the first time ever in that house, like on 10, in that big, huge open room, and just hear that. You just hear that bass hitting.
Let's see. When it
It's
came
1977, bro. I was 9.
78. 78.
Dude, did I call it?
You did, bro.
I was 10 years old in that house, so like from 10 to 13, 10 to 14. So you were like 5 years old.
5 years old.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you were 5. I'm probably 10 years old, running around chasing you.
Dude, I was a fucking punk then, too, dude. I don't know.
Come
why.
on, did you like how I called that Van Halen album?
You did, dude.
Dude, that's back when you waited for albums to come out and they hit,
Yep.
and they just changed your life. You just put the record on, dude.
See, you know what that is? It's weird memories. Like, I don't remember how the fuck I remember breaking my collarbone. And you don't remember it, but I remember it. Maybe it's just because it was such a dramatic thing.
Yeah.
But you remember living in the barn house in 1978, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Fucking crazy, dude. But yeah, man. So, when you ended up moving, we had to deal with all kinds of different shit. And but I remember going to see you, and we'd well, you know what? There's another thing that, see, you're the reason why I got into music too. You know, like you'd always fucking be playing guitar, and you would literally make me sing the sheet music.
Yeah.
And it was like To Kiss and Motley Crue, and so I was always into that. I mean, obviously I was horrible, you know, but I remember always wanting to be doing that with you, because it was like, okay, I was doing something with my brother. It was just cool. But, you know, you kept playing guitar, and then I remember as you got older, you played like the Troubadour and shit. And
Look up when the album Lick It Up came out.
Lick It Up?
Lick It Up by Kiss. Because remember, you sang that song for me. We were on Kennebec Street, and I was learning that song, and I made you sing that song. So that'll give you the timeline right.
But believe it or not, I remember when we recorded it at Dad's house in your fucking bedroom, dude.
Well, but still, well, okay, that's.
I totally remember recording that, because you were like, "Hey, just sing this shit." You gave me the sheet music.
Look the timeline
and
up.
You were living with Dad at the time, dude. So let me look.
I thought we were on Kennebec when we did that recording.
Well, you might have learned it there, but you at your house, I remember recording that.
That's a good timeline. That's probably when I went from living with you guys at Kennebec over to moving in with Dad.
When did Lick It Up come out?
What album was that?
83, bro.
83. So
yeah.
77, 83. What is that? 5. That's 8 years. I was 18. So
yeah, and you were 18?
Well, 78 to 83.
So I was 13.
So I had 5 years. So I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So 15.
That makes total sense, because I was 13, and that was right before you know, the little incident that happened to me, and then
it's funny how the timeline's coming around with music.
It really fucking is. Cause...
You know, when I talk to my producer for my podcast, he's a little bit older than me. He's like 63 or something like that, and he remembers Mark and Brian and everything. He's like on the East Coast, but he remembers Mark and Brian from KLOS and all these things. And so him and I talked a lot about how these memories from way back then are really etched by music. You know, there wasn't, you know, MP3 players and iPhones that had, you know, unlimited space and YouTube and all that stuff. So like, you know, when an album came out, like when Running with the Devil came out, like that album hit the scene, and everyone wanted it, and everyone's playing it in their house, and they're playing it over and over and over and over and over again, right? So it's really interesting how on this particular podcast we're going back through timelines and listening, like songs are helping us mark landmine moments when we, you know, during our journey.
It really is cool, because we've never really like sat and got drunk and talked about this shit.
I'm not drunk yet.
I know, but I'm just saying in general,
I did break that glass.
52.
I did break that glass.
You're fucking 57 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've never sat down and talked about this
The
shit.
timeline, yeah.
It's fucking crazy to me.
Okay.
But you keep forgetting one band you never fucking mentioned yet. Fucking Motley Crue, bro. That was a huge influence on you, bro.
Well, this is pre-Motley Crue.
Oh, they came out right around 82, 83. The Too Fast for Love album.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're right.
Because I remember
That's the timeline.
Yeah, I remember we'd fuck around with Kiss, and then you'd switch it up and then bust out the sheet music for Motley
Kiss
Crue
came
songs
before
and shit.
Motley Crue, though. Just so,
Of course.
just so we can be clear. Yeah.
Motherfucker, I know.
Dude, when you were just a little baby,
know
bro,
this.
I was just a kid, and I would mix that Kool-Aid, that red Kool-Aid, like super thick, like it was blood, and I'd run around the house singing freaking, yeah, Detroit Rock City, spitting blood out of my mouth. It was amazing.
Yeah, but you weren't doing music at the Barn House or Kennebec. I mean, I think Kennebec. You started dipping into it.
Yeah, Kennebec.
And then that's when you did the move.
You want to know a timeline? Here's the thing: when I moved in with Dad, when I came to see you guys at Kennebec, I would bring my guitar with me. When I would come to visit, I would bring a guitar and a little amp. Because when I moved in with Dad, I remember I went to Don Lugo High School in Ontario, and I took this music class, and I wanted to be a fucking rock and roll star. And I remember this dorky ass teacher was trying to teach us, how to read sheet music and stuff. And I was just like, I wanted to learn by the ear, and I wanted to play Iron Maiden shit, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I just remember playing guitar at that time frame. That's when it took off for me. And then when I would come back home to Mom and you, I would bring home a guitar and we'd play, and then I'd make you sing with me. Yeah, that's kind of the timeline right there. But I was in junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was in high school. I was like probably 9th, 10th grade, and then I was at Don Lugo.
Yeah, I remember because that's when you like started to grow your hair out. Hey, and for those of you who don't know, my brother had some sick ass long fucking hair. And I wish I had a picture to pull up right now, because
dude, I do too. Just so you know, just Mom, if you're listening right now, I remember Mom tried to talk me out of this shit. Fucking Mom. She's like, oh, you don't want to grow your hair out. Your hair's so thin. Your ears are gonna stick out, and it's just not gonna look right, son. You need to just get one.
She actually said that?
Yeah, bro. Did I have some fucking beautiful, beautiful locks? Mom, just admit it right now. Mom, if you're listening to this show right now, push pause and fucking pick up the phone and call me and just tell me I had some beautiful shit.
You know what's really weird? No, my brother had some fucking luxurious hair. Okay?
Luxurious.
Not only was it luxurious, but here's another key difference between him and I. His hair was fucking completely straight, no curls whatsoever, which is odd, right? But when I grew my hair out, I had all kinds of fucking curls, all natural curls.
Motherfucker had a fro, dude.
No, I don't know if it was a fro.
It wasn't a fro.
It was never a fro.
It wasn't a fro, but it was wavy.
It was
super
really
wavy.
super wavy. But as it started getting long, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was hot as fuck. I don't know what happened since then, but dude, you know how often my hair got me laid, bro? Honestly, dude. And that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, that's just another difference between him and I. He had really long, straight hair. I had really curly hair. So a lot of times I
two brothers, two different paths.
It really is.
2 brothers, 2 paths.
It really is. That's why I say
curly.
I kind of went down the path with our mom, because, I lived with her. That was the person I saw every day. She's my mom. I love her to death. Whereas Eric, at some point, moved over to Dad, and I think Dad kind of started investing some time in you and really kind of showing you, well, bringing you into manhood. Really is what he did, and I didn't have that. Would you agree? Because I remember you got into construction way early because Dad was into that shit.
Well, I graduated at 17.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to be on my own. I didn't want to, so at 17, I was like, hey, I want to move out. Like, so 17, what is that? I was born in 68, 78, add 7, it's No, 78. What am I at? Right, 78. I'm at 85, 1985,
Mhm.
right? I graduate 85 or 86, and then I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't want to live at home, so I wanted to get my own place, so I had to get into construction, right? Well, I didn't have to get into
Yeah.
construction. It just felt easy because my dad was a superintendent. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll get a job out here. And so I just went into construction right away and started making money. And, I thought I'd have enough money to buy new amps and
Yeah.
guitars and skateboards and surfboards and all that shit. And yeah, that was cool.
You know what's another really odd thing? And I know you're gonna laugh when I fucking say this. Dude, my brother can get really fucking tan. And he's always been outside. He's always been an outside guy. He's always worked outside. So he gets really fucking tan. I, on the other hand, I'm white as fuck. I'm butt white. I burn easy. I hate being in the sun. I hate being hot. But fucking Eric thrives in the fucking sun.
Dude, you remember how bleach blonde my hair was?
Yes.
Like freaking almost
and
white.
Luxurious.
Almost white. But I'd go surfing and skating and all the time, and I'd be out in the ocean and my hair just like bleached out, super, super white. But yeah, I remember, well, because I was in construction, but that was the thing. We have definitely different skin types because
Yeah.
I could be in the sun and I might burn a little bit, but I would tan up. You would just burn and fucking blister and peel.
Dude, see, I took after mom.
I know,
I took after mom in that aspect. You took after dad in that
two brothers,
aspect.
two different paths. Yeah.
It's fucking really, really odd to me, dude. You even have dad's fucking crystal blue eyes. I have mom's green eyes,
Yeah.
It's really weird how that shit plays out sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I never really thought about these things, but now that we're sitting here drinking whiskey and shit, it's kind of cool to reminisce on this stuff. So, but so a lot of the similarities we have was, so if Eric was playing music, I naturally gravitated towards it. So Eric started seeing some success early on, and he played like the Troubadour, which is no longer a club anymore. But my point is, he played the Troubadour. Was that like your biggest show?
We did the whiskey. We did the Troubadour.
All those other places.
Those
right?
places are like the landmarks, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we just did a lot of cool little fun backyard parties and shit like that. That was fun.
And so I naturally, if he was a musician, I wanted to be a musician. But I didn't have the patience to learn anything, dude. Nothing. I couldn't play guitar. Fucking drums, I had no fucking rhythm. Bass, we could kind of fuck around on, but I kept going into the singing route. That seemed to kind of be my fucking.
Well, it's because
thing.
I made you sing when I was playing guitar. I'm like, just sing this song; it'll be cool.
Yeah, dude. Do you know how I got into my first band? Did I ever fucking tell you, dude?
Your very first band?
My very first band.
Refresh my memory.
So, well, we were in Pennsylvania, bro.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It was Pennsylvania, dude, and I was known as the fucking kid from California, dude, and we moved out there when I was in my junior year, so I was 16 when we moved out there. But I had befriended some guys at the school, and we were they were the word Hessians. They were Hessians.
Mm-hmm.
I had long hair too at this point, so I was hanging out with the fucking Hessians, and I'd go to the rehearsals, dude. I'd go to the rehearsals and hang out. And one day they had a show coming up, and their fucking singer just fucking flat out quit, or for whatever reason, he's being a little bitch or whatever. But anyways, they were like, dude, JT, fucking you sing for us. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go. And they were playing cover songs. I knew half of them already.
Yeah.
So we went, I played this fucking party, and I was nervous as fuck. I sounded absolute like shit. But that really kind of, that
still got laid, and all the guys were like, you're fucking so badass. Let's go.
I did, dude. But you know what? That kind of led me down that path. And, well, ever since then, I was playing music. You know where I've landed at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that was kind of a thing. That's kind of something we had in common. But realistically, I went down that path because you went down that path.
Yeah.
Little brothers always want to do what their big brother's fucking doing. Shoot, I remember when we lived on Kennebec, bro, and you had a friend, and I can't even recall who it was, but Dude, you went down I would fucking watch you like a hawk all the time, bro. You never fucking knew it, dude. You'd be out there. I'd be in the bushes watching your shit, dude, stalking you like a motherfucker, bro. Dude, you're my big brother. I want to do what the fuck you're doing, dude. But anyways, you went down the street, and I was like, what's he fucking doing, dude? And so I fucking come out of my little hiding spot, and I look down, and you're at the fucking corner, bro. And I see you smoking.
Towards the ocean or towards the...
No, it was away from the ocean.
Okay.
So, like, you know the house on Kennebec? If you're looking out the front door... If you go left, it's the ocean, PCH. You go right, you go down to like Broadway or not Broadway, but it's fucking whatever. So I look down there and I see you. Your back is to me, and you're like 5 houses down. You're at the very fucking corner, and you're talking to your buddy. And I see smoke billowing. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, Eric's smoking, bro. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm going to fucking tell on his ass, dude. I'm like, hell no. Eric's fucking smoking. So, dude, I fucking sneak down there, bro, and you don't see me coming, and I don't know that you're smoking weed at the fucking time.
I was not smoking weed at the time.
You were smoking. You smoked. It wasn't cigarettes, bro.
No, dude. I didn't smoke
cigarettes.
weed until fucking I was like 20, bro.
Okay, maybe it was a cigarette.
It was a cigarette.
I was a fucking young kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know the smell really, but I was like, fucking Eric smoke. No, fuck no, dude. I'm gonna go tell mom. I'm gonna fucking tell mom Eric's smoking.
It's probably my buddy Glenn. Glenn was a bad influence, and I was never, I was never good at smoking cigarettes.
For the record, I didn't go back and tell her. I was just like,
well,
no, because when I walked down there,
you knew I would have beat your ass.
Yeah, dude, I know, dude. But I went down there, and the fucking dude saw me, and he was like, hey. And you turned around, and you're like, what the fuck do you want? Go home. You fucking go home.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, fucking go home, dude.
I was never good at smoking cigarettes. I hated fucking that.
Yeah, it was nasty. I didn't like it either.
I remember trying dip for the first time and gotten sick. It was fucking throwing up and like, I didn't like smoking cigarettes at all. Tried it a couple times with a couple buddies. Hey, let's try this. It's cool. It was not fun.
Yeah, I was never much of a cigarette smoker either, dude. I tried it too a couple times and wasn't my thing. Which is really odd because Dad was hardcore chain smoker, bro.
Yeah. So then that was the thing. I was like, I'll try. My dad smoked a cigarette, So I tried to smoke a cigarette. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking horrible. Why would anyone do this,
Dude, our dad smoked unfiltered Camel cigarettes,
2 packs a day, bro.
And they were the stubby ones, the short ones. They ain't with the long ones like they are now.
Yeah, just like what's in your pants, bro.
Well, hey, you're a triplet too, bro. What's that say about you?
Why do you think I drive a fucking 4-wheel drive truck, motherfucker?
Oh, shit, that's funny, man. But yeah, I remember that time. That was fucking, I was trying to rat you out, and I never did. So
that was a good move. I made the right decision anyways.
Yeah, we never really got into smoking. But see, that's another thing. So as I got older, I started smoking weed and, going down the wrong path and trying fucking all kinds of other things. So, but let's get to the point where Mom actually approached us and said, "Hey, I'm getting married."
Okay.
I remember that time because when Mom wants to talk about something and she gets emotional. She'll be like, "I need to talk to you too." I love you, Mom, but you do this. I'm just saying. Like, well,
what? April does the best impression of Mom.
George and I are getting married. I've seen April do it. April does do it.
When Mom said it, it sounded like a death sentence when she said it.
I'm like, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like, seriously, oh, you're getting married? Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Dude, we were badass at that wedding, bro. We were all decked out in suits and shit with our long hair.
We'd have to wear the long tail tuxedos, though.
God.
Those things were gay.
Come on, we looked fucking. We looked amazing.
We did look pretty rad, though, I will say. But you know what? I got to give Mom credit because you know what? She legit gave me the option. Do you want to live with Dad or do you want to come with us? And you were already living with Dad at the point, dude.
Yeah.
You were living with him for a couple of years. And yeah, I was kind of torn, man. I was kind of torn. All that bad shit had already happened to me. So like mom and I went through a lot of fucking dramatic shit together. And I honestly think that's probably the reason why I said, no, I'm going to go with you. Because after that point, like I was starting to heal a little bit, you know, like, and then of course I got like suspended a lot. I got expelled from that fucking school from Wilson. I got expelled for breaking into that fucking school and skating the hallways and shit. And so like a lot, like her and I went through a lot of bad shit together. And so when she offered to, to have me go, I was like, it made sense.
She's probably like, fuck, he wants to go with me. Okay, let's go.
It made sense. No, it was more like George was like, oh, fuck, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah, poor George. Dude, I got to tell you a story. I don't know if I ever told you this. Maybe I did on the last podcast, but I remember when I found out you guys, I mean, the wedding was amazing. By this time I was a grown-ass man, dude. I was in my 20s.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, because I was 16, dude. Yeah, you were in your early 20s, and I was 16.
I'm like 21. I remember, you guys got married. They got married. It was all amazing. We went to the whole wedding and thing, and then it was like she's like, "Hey, we're moving to Pennsylvania," and I remember, I remember being not cool with it. I remember being like really upset that. I mean, I lived an hour to an hour and a half from you at the time. I had my own car. I would pick you up.
You did. You had that brown fucking VW.
It was a little rabbit. Little diesel rabbit.
They don't even make those motherfuckers anymore, dude.
But I just remember I could come down anytime. And, by this time I was on my own. I had already been living by myself for 4 years,
I think Denise was in the picture at that point,
She
right?
probably was. Yeah. And so, but I just remember, being really upset by it because, I'd already gone through the dad phase. I'd been, I'm in construction. By this time, I'm already a journeyman foreman. Like I got my shit together, right? And I remember being so upset. I remember taking a bath that night. I just like filled the top tub up with fucking hot ass water, sat in the bath and sat back. And I fucking remember crying like a baby, dude.
No shit, for real.
I remember sitting in that bathtub, fucking crying like a baby. Because you guys were going to be like on the other side of the world. I hadn't really been on planes or anything like that.
Yeah.
I travel a lot now, but like by then, back then, travel, I wouldn't get on a plane for nothing, And so I just remember I felt like I was missing something, like something was gone from my life,
Mm.
And not that you guys were gone completely, but I just didn't have access to you anymore. But I remember it fucked me up a little bit, It was rough.
Dude, that whole move to Pennsylvania was rough because, especially after everything I had gone through up to that point, and I was starting to get over it, right? Because at this point, like 4 years had gone by since I got molested and shit. So it's like I was already starting to heal and get better, although I'd been a punk kid and got suspended and expelled and shit. Things were getting better, right? But you can imagine being a guy used to living in California. We lived right on the fucking beach. I had all my friends, Robert, Bill, Jason, all those guys, Brett. And then traveling 5,000 miles on the opposite side of the states, going to a new school in my last year and having to like meet everybody and like, and go through. It's like literally starting over again. It was really fucking tough, man. But we have this internal thing inside of us. You and I both have it, where you can just somehow find a way to make it through shit, And I don't know where we got that from. We both have it. I think you're a little bit stronger in a lot of areas than I am. Fitness thing being prime example, like, But, somehow we find a way to push through shit. And that's what I did. But when I graduated, George was like, "Hey, I got a new job. We're moving back to California." I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I'm fucking ready, dude. Let's
yeah.
go."
Yeah.
That was a good time. But even then, coming back, I got into a lot of trouble. You know, and at that point, we lived in San Clemente for a while, and next thing you know, I'm fucking 21 years
I thought
old.
it was Lake Forest, right? Though Lake Forest.
No, we actually lived in San Clemente first.
Dude, fuck, what a great place.
That was great,
I love San Clemente.
That was great.
Spoiled
dude.
bastard.
Ooh, I remember, dude, because at this point when I was 19, I'll never forget this because I was 19 when we moved. Actually, yeah, we had just turned 19 when we moved back to California, and we got a place in San Clemente. And at this point, my hair's long. I've been playing music for a little bit, and I fucking came into this thing called karaoke bars, bro.
Oh God!
It's like, oh fuck. So I'm 19 and I'm sneaking into these fucking bars in San Clemente, hooking up with some fucking older bitches, dude. It was fucking great. It was a great time, dude.
Singing some Bon Jovi and shit.
Oh, totally, bro. It was fucking awesome, man.
Halfway there, oh, living on a prayer.
Oh, that was a good time, man. That was a good time.
Oh.
But yeah, fucking crazy to reminisce on that shit, dude. Fucking time flies. Time fucking flies, and here we are in our fucking 50s, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what? I always say, there's a lot of bad things I did in the past. You know about them. And at this point in life, I look back and I'm like, you know what? It's like the things that we went through kind of make us the person we are, you know? So, like, I don't know if I would change anything. Because, like, if you fuck up, you learn lessons on shit, right? Like, there's a lot of lessons I had to learn.
If you change something, it's the butterfly effect, you know? Like, you change one thing and everything changes down the future. So, I mean, I don't think I would change anything either. I wouldn't, you know?
I mean, I've heard a lot of people over the years and I've gone through a lot of stupid stuff, but, you know, I don't know. So I have this thing that things are supposed to happen just the way they're supposed to happen. And you know, I feel like I'm the man I am today because of that shit, you know. So it's really weird how shit plays out sometimes. But let's switch it up a little bit, because you know, a lot of my viewers and listeners may not know about your podcast now. My brother had he's been podcasting for a long fucking time, several years. He's really kind of made him a name for himself in the pond building community, the construction business, and he's always dabbled in a lot of different things. You know, I like to say he's an inventor because he invented this kick-ass fucking filtration system. He's dabbled in a lot of different things. And then he started podcasting. So, quick side note: when you started podcasting, I was still playing music. And then I recently retired a couple years ago, and then my brother got me turned on to podcasting. So he's actually responsible for me, you know, doing this endeavor. So, anyways, he was doing the podcast for the Pond Digger. Now, explain how you had like 300 plus shows or something like that, right?
Well, in a nutshell, just so you know, your nephew, I was with my son. I was working with my son on a job site. He's about 17, so this is about 7 years ago, and he got an earbud in his ear, and I'm like, man, I got to try and capture this moment. Like, we're working on a job site together. This is cool. And so he's on the other side of this pond we're building, and I was like, hey, bro, what are you listening to, man? He's like, what? And he like pulls the earbud out of his ear, and I'm like, what are you jamming? He's like, what? I'm like, what music are you listening to? Is it Kendrick Lamar, some new shit? Like, what's up, dude? You know? He's like, oh, I'm listening to a podcast. And I'm like, what? What's a podcast? You know? Like, I had no idea. So he kind of like lessons me like what a podcast is. I'm like, well, what do you listen? Like, what kind of content are you listening to then? He's like, oh, it's quantum physics. And I'm like, what the what? Quantum physics? Like, so like that he's smart as shit. That's why he did all your homework for
He
you.
is. Speaking of which, since we're on that topic, let me explain, okay? I was going for a bachelor's degree, and I had to take some fucking math classes. Dude, math is not my forte, okay? I mean, I know the basics. I know to count money, plus, subtract, division, all that shit. But, dude, this math class was beyond my understanding, right? And I think Taylor at the time was probably about 22. You think he was probably about 22?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He just turned 27.
Yeah, so this was, well, I graduated in 2019. So how old was he in 2019? Yeah,
he was 19.
Yeah, okay, he was even younger then.
Yeah, dude, he was maybe 20.
My point is,
he was 20. He was born in 1999.
Taylor's smart as fuck. So I was like, Taylor, I'll pay you to do my fucking homework, bro.
You better hope your boss doesn't hear this, because if he hired you because of your fucking resume.
Nah, but honestly, dude, Taylor was like, no problem, I'll do it. And so I gave him my password and all the stuff to log in. And I was really kind of skeptical on like the first run through. Like there was a homework assignment, and then there was like a small quiz afterwards. So I give Taylor all the info. He fucking logs on, does it. And then so I'm not going to know the scores or anything until like 2 days later. So like that 2 days, I'm like, fuck, dude, like I really need this shit. I know Taylor's smart, but I don't know where this is going to land. But anyways, when he finishes, I said, Taylor, how was it? He's like, dude, that was fucking easy. I did that shit when I was like in 8th grade. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? It was like some geometry or some shit. I was like, okay, well, shit. So does that mean I get 100? He's like, you're going to get 100. I said, okay.
Okay, here's your money.
Yeah. 2 days later, the scores come out. I fucking aced it, dude. Aced it. I was like, fuck yeah. Fucking aced it. So, yeah, anyhow. Yeah, Taylor, love you, buddy. Appreciate you doing that for me. But
well, it's funny because I learned, earlier before that, I learned how to, do layout on houses and construction and stuff like that. So I learned how to like create 90-degree angles on these big buildings. We do these, big frameworks. And I remember learning from the journeymen that were above me, and they would train me how to make that 90-degree angle out of nowhere. Right. And so, it was cool. It stuck with me. I knew how to do it. And so I was with Taylor on a job site, and I had to create this 90-degree angle, and I created the 90-degree angle, and I was like, did you catch that? And he's like, catch what? And I'm like, how to do the 90-degree angle? He's like, oh, you mean the Pythagorean theorem? And I'm like, what the fuck did you say to me? He's like, what? I'm like, what did you say to me? He's like, it was just the Pythagorean theorem, Dad. Like, that's how you got the 90-degree angle. I'm like, get the fuck out of my, I don't want to talk to you right now. So like,
awesome,
yeah,
dude.
he knows all, he's just really super smart. But yeah. So I asked him what he was listening to, because I wanted to like have that connection. Like, let's just put it on the radio. I'll listen to new Kendrick Lamar with you or whatever, right? He's listening to a podcast, and so he tells me all about it, and I learn about Rogan and all this other shit, and I'm like, fuck, I want to start a podcast, and I just like went for it. And so, yeah, it's been about 7 years since I've been doing the podcast, and we did about, in the beginning, I was just like talking about ponds.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember actually, because your first couple episodes you did in your fucking closet.
Dude, I did
like
I did like
microphone.
100 in my closet.
Oh, did you?
Bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that many. Just shit.
Yeah, I finally came out of the fucking closet and fucking no, but I mainly just did it kind of for business, because I love what I do. I love the fish. I love the ponds, all that stuff, and sometimes it's hard to transfer that knowledge to people. And so I started doing podcasts on topics that were that people needed answers for. like how many fish to have in a pond, what do I do when my fish get sick? How do I add new fish to my pond? And like, I would just do an episode on that. And then if someone would call me and I'm busy, they're like, hey, how many gallons is my pond? I'll be like, oh, that's a great question. Do you listen to podcasts? And they'd be like, no, what's a podcast? I'm like, let me just text you this link and you just click it. And I go a deep dive on that topic. And then I could send someone information. And they'd be like, wow, that was really good. I learned a lot. And then, so that was kind of how it developed. But we did about, I don't know, 350 episodes over a span of like 6-7 years. And
yeah, you did quite a bit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I mean, I remember in the beginning I just would do like 2 a month and then 3 a month and then 4 a month and then take 2 months off and then do a couple and like just it was kind of like sporadic. But over the last couple of years, I got more serious about it. And then after 7 years of talking pond content, we're evolving as humans, man. We're evolving and getting better, like
constantly. Dude.
Yeah, I mean,
constantly.
I've been helping a lot of contractors in business and things of that nature. So my podcast became like kind of a split between pond content and contractor content. And so, over the past 18 months, we tripled down. So we do 3 a week.
Yeah, you're getting fucking consistent, bro. And it's funny because you've always encouraged me to keep doing shows, and the thing about my brother is he's done so many and he's expanded and he's got such a wide audience now. Like my brother has a producer and he's got guys that help him out, whereas I'm still small time. I have to do everything myself. So I understand how my brother does it. He can do like 3-4 shows a week, right?
Yeah.
You do 3 or 4 a week, whereas I'm lucky if I can do like 1 show a week.
Let's go.
Like, that's a lot for me.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I mean, whatever the pace is too, but I do have people that I want to say demand information from me. Like, where are we at next? What do we go to next? Like, I'm helping a lot of contractors develop their businesses and stuff. So like, I'm constantly putting out content for that kind of stuff. And like, if I'm doing a coaching call or like a like one little session, like an accountability call, I can turn it into a podcast and then share it with the world. And then like, I can go back and listen to it. My audience can go back and listen to it. My coaching members can go back and go like, hey, that was a really good episode. I want to go back and like hit it again over and over again. So that's kind of the information we've been putting out. But so yeah, in the past, on January 2, we went from the Pond Digger podcast to the Deep End podcast.
I was excited for you, man. Yeah. When you shared that info with me and the Trident and everything like that, I was like, well, because initially you started announcing that your shows are coming to an end, and I was like, what the fuck? And then like the next day you sent me the Trident and your new logo and shit. I was like, okay, this is fucking cool.
Well, that was a little marketing thing that I did because I didn't say I was not going to podcast anymore.
Yeah, you just said your last episode or something.
I said, hey, the final episode of the Pond Digger podcast is, December 31. And people were like, what? You quit podcasting? And I'm like, yeah, the final episode's, I mean, I didn't say yes. I was just like, well, man, the final episode, it's what has to happen. It's the way of the world. And then, on January 2, I released the Deep End.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I noticed you do still talk about some of the same stuff, but you've kind of, I don't know. It's just because you've done so many episodes now, and you're evolving, like you said. You don't really talk about the same stuff on the Deep End. I mean, you do, but it's kind of different. You talk about a lot of risque things. You talk about some stuff that's not always contractor related, which is nice.
Well, it's we go through seasons in our life, right? Mm-hmm. So seasonally right now, it's very contractor centric right now, where I'm at currently. And like I don't want to be constrained by a title, by ponds or contracting, like that's why the Deep End worked for me, because the Pond Digger podcast was there's like so much pond content for years. People would go there and get the pond content, and all that catalog is still there. All that content is still available, and I did it all timeless. So in 10 years, all that content will still be relevant, right?
Yeah.
So as I'm dropping content now, I'm very contractor centric in the world that I'm at right now, because the way I'm scaling my business and my company, I'm very much into the business side of it. So, a lot of the content that can exude from me is related to that, because it's like in the moment. Whereas, 5 years ago, I was in a pond. I was training, my guys, like, hey, this is how we build this pond. This is how we do the Pythagorean theorem, and this is how we do, like
Fucking Taylor.
yeah. So like that was a really big part of the life, But dude, me and fish, and I'll do a podcast tomorrow, and I'll talk for 3 fucking hours on frontosas or fucking lelupi or what. Like I'll go super deep on that. So that's why the deep end was important to me, because I can talk deep and long about fish or contractors, or I'll talk about skateboarding or surfing, or I want to go have deep conversations about whatever, but that aquatic foundation of the deep end and the trident logo is like who I am.
Yeah. That's another thing my bro and I have in common. We love animals. We love fish. And tell me if I'm wrong here. We lived in Kennebec Street, and I don't know how I ended up with this little 10, 20-gallon fish tank, bro.
It was like a 26 gallon. It was like
I just remember I ended up with it.
Yeah, angelfish.
And
I remember
angelfish and dojos, bro. The dojos were like my favorite. Favorite thing. And then next thing I know, you got a shit ton of fucking tanks, bro. I'm like, so is that something I got you into, kind of, or no? Because I remember, like, I stumbled across this thing. I ended up enjoying it. I was having these kick-ass fish. And then next thing you know, you have like fucking a garage filled with tanks, bro.
So I remember that aquarium quite a lot. I remember those angelfish and the dojos. Like, I really, really remember that. And
thing is, I was like, I was a teen, bro. I was a preteen. No, not preteen, but I don't know, Kennebec. When was that? I was 10 or something.
No, you were older. You were definitely
pretty
older.
young.
But I do remember that aquarium, and if I could go back, I'd love to talk to Mom about this. Like, who set that aquarium up? You didn't do it.
No,
Mom didn't.
But I did take care. I did take care of it, though.
I don't remember how that aquarium came into our life, but I remember as a kid, Mom had this was on Examino Street.
Yeah.
And I remember having a little dojo tank, not a dojo, like a little newt aquarium, or like maybe some fiddler crabs or something of that nature, like a little 10-gallon aquarium. It was almost like a nightlight for the room. And
that's funny, because I don't remember anything about Examino. I was just a fucking baby.
But so I remember that light in my room in the aquarium at nighttime. I remember it really well. And I remember being just a little kid. You were probably like 3, so I had to be like 8, and we're at El Dorado Park, and we're like just playing in the water all day long, catching crawdads and tadpoles and little, gambusia, mosquito fish and things of that nature. So I remember all that stuff. But that aquarium, I was probably 17, so you're probably 12.
Yeah.
So I remember that. That'd be my best guess. But I remember I got an aquarium for Christmas at 19 years old.
Was that from Pops, or?
No, it was Denise's mom.
Okay.
Denise's mom got me an aquarium for Christmas. And that aquarium is what changed my life.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like pushed me in this one direction. And so it was interesting because, it took me back to the nude aquarium when I was a little 5-year-old kid or whatever. And then it kind of flashed back to that angel aquarium on Kennebec Street. And then, dude, down the rabbit hole, down the deep end, like into fish.
Yeah, but that's something we've always had. We've always had a soft spot for fucking animals, and we've always rescued animals and taken care of them. I mean, him and his wife Leslie have a rehabilitation center, and now everybody within the adjoining cities bring freaking wounded animals. Freaking hawks, cougars, fucking I was gonna say wolves, foxes, raccoons,
opossums, all that. Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty amazing. But that's something you and I have always ever since we were kids. So that's always been something we've always had in common, which I always enjoy. But we're suckers for animals, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking costly little fuckers, dude. Shit. So, anyways, I got to ask you. We're gonna switch it up a little bit here. So Christmas comes this last year, and you know, I never thought in a million years I would get married. So, what are your thoughts on that, best man?
Why are you crying?
Oh shit! Fucking Amanda.
You didn't even,
Shit.
bro. You didn't even turn your meta glasses on. Nothing,
dude. Well, because you know what? And I don't know if you saw it. So where I was sitting, you and Les were over like at my 1 o'clock, and I kept like every time I would look at Les, she was like,
Let's fucking go. No, are you kidding me?
fucking, like, let's go.
Fucking
And I was
Leslie.
just, dude, my heart was fucking pounding, bro. And I was like getting nervous as fuck. And after like the fourth fucking head nod from Leslie, I was like, I didn't even I had it all planned, dude. I had it all planned. Knew I had fucking been rehearsing
And
what
then
I
you
was
started
gonna
sobbing
fucking
like a
say,
baby?
bro. Dude, I wasn't crying, okay? I teared up. But yeah, man, I found a woman I really like a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
How does that fucking happen?
Amanda's cool as fuck. I do like Amanda quite a lot.
So were you surprised when I told you I was getting hitched?
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's go.
Or was it more of a like when I sent you a picture of the ring and then you're like, oh fuck, this shit's happening.
No. I mean, the ring, those kind of things don't mean like that much to me. Like,
no, but it means I was serious. You know, I've never bought a ring for anybody.
oh, her ring. Like, I was
Yeah.
thinking your ring, her ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her
no.
ring.
When you sent a picture of the ring, I was like, oh, okay, he's serious. Yeah, he went and did it. That was a big deal.
So, yeah, I was proud of that, dude, because I was like, she has no fucking idea that I'm gonna do this. But you know what really kind of brought this to be to. I mean, obviously, I met Amanda in a way that it was kind of unexpected how her and I met, and but as we started hanging out more, and she'll tell you, I was real hesitant, on really like unveiling myself to her. Like I was really kind of like
Holding back.
Yeah, I was holding back. I wasn't really kind of like, because she lived out of state and shit, and I just was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But the more I hung out with her, the more I saw her. Like I saw her, not just her outer appearance. And I was like, she's awesome. And then there's this one guy. He is an influencer, and I fucking for the life of me, I can't remember his name. You know who he is. We've shared his shit back and forth, and next time I see it, I'll fucking send it to you. But this guy really fucking opened my eyes, and there was a clip that I saw where he was like, he was being interviewed. He was talking to somebody. He's like, listen, I'm 50 years old. I'm 50 years old. That means I'm lucky if I live to 75. That gives me 25 Christmases, 25 birthdays. I want to, I've struggled and I've done all these things. These last 24 years or 25 years I live, I want to make sure that I'm living the good life. I'm living happily. I'm gonna be with somebody. And it really got me thinking because, like, dude, yeah, I've had no problem, hooking up with women and dating and meeting people, but I've never really like had like a set scenario. I mean, you remember fucking some of my like Selena, for example, dude. Like,
oh God,
yeah. I mean, Selena,
God,
and Brandy, like. These two women were in my life both for 5 years, and like neither of them were good for me. Like, so I there's basically 10 years of my life, dude, that I fucking wasted. Now, did I learn some things? Are they good people? Yeah, no doubt about it. But my point is, I wasted 10 years of my life in bad relationships. And so when I saw this guy's fucking video, I was like, oh, fuck, dude, he's so right. But, I mean, I was already going down that path anyways with Amanda. And I thought it was just fucking time. It was just fucking time to do it. So, yeah, I was kind of surprised myself. I was kind of surprised I followed through on that shit. Amanda, you got my heart, woman. You got
Let's go.
You got my
Let's
fucking
go.
heart. So it worked out.
10-10, right? Let's go.
10-10, 26. The best man. It's gonna be a good time,
Yeah,
dude.
it's gonna be a good time.
I told you I got a fucking cowboy hat, dude. I won't ever wear cowboy hats, dude. But you know what? I'm trying to switch it up, change it up. You know, like
Okay.
You know, I'm always wearing beanies and fucking hats and shit. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get a cowboy hat for the wedding. Switch it up a little bit.
Good.
So I'm not a cowboy or nothing, but it'll still be fun. So, but that's the thing. Her and I, we like to buy shit together. We're always fucking shopping, dude. So it just kind of worked out.
It's like two women, two peas in a pod.
Oh, God. Fucking guy.
Let's go shopping.
I don't know. Did I get that from Mom? I think I got that from you too, Mom. Fuck. Fucking, I don't know. Anyhow, let me ask you, bro, because I know you're a man who's extremely driven, and I know you have a lot of goals. So, what's your big goal that you were trying to accomplish for 2026?
2026. So you don't even know this, but I just got back from a big event in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm being coached, and just like a 360-degree look at my business, you know. And I've kind of been going through some things, and this question maybe could go down the deep end, but most contractors never make it past a decade. Okay, I'm going into decade 3. Most contractors will never break $1 million. Most, like 97%. You know, like think about the numbers, right? But the 3% of 300 million is still a lot of people like doing a lot of work. But like, if you look at the numbers, 97% of contractors will never make it past a decade. 97% of contractors will never break $1 million. So I'm going a little vulnerable with you here because you don't know this side of me. But I'm always working hard, and you're like, "What are you doing? Where are you at? Come on, get over here." But
he's the busiest motherfucker I know, and that's like for real, for real.
So in 2003, I broke $1 million, you know, and we were climbing up, doing only ponds. And then, you know, I probably struggled around there between 1 and 3 million for a couple of years, whatever. 2008 comes, and then the economy crashes, and my business suffered by like 60%.
Oh, shit.
A lot, you know.
Oh.
And, you know, I mean, we made it through. We pushed through. It's not a problem. And then 2012, 13, 14, like we're climbing back up. My business, you know, suffered from that collapse. But, you know, then I went into manufacturing, and I diversified, and we went back into maintenance and service and repair and like all this stuff, right? And 2013 or 14, boom, I'm hitting $1 million again. I'm like, okay, cool, we're back. Like, let's go. 2015, as you well know, is the year I got cancer.
Yep.
And so I shut down the construction company and still stayed in the pond business. But, you know, I took almost 3 years off to get healthy. And so,
by the way, and then not to change subject, but you addressed it. You had cancer. Tell them what you had.
I had stage 4 throat cancer.
Yeah.
HPV,
that's crazy. Stage 4, dude.
HPV was in my left tonsil. They cut me from basically my ear to my Adam's apple. Cut me open, and man, I had a great surgeon.
I fucking hated seeing you in the hospital like that. It was like fucking hurt my heart, man.
Very thankful. But so, you know, I was $1 million at 2003, 4, 5, or in that range, and then dropped in 2008, and then took a couple years for the economy to recover. Got back to $1 million. I was back in that 3 percentile range. Like, this is cool, you know. And then 2015 drop out again. And then, 2019-ish, that range, I went in to see my doctor and like, dude, every one of those meetings was like so brutal. You'd go every 3 months, and he'd be like sticking shit down your nose to see your throat. And like, he was like, hey, you're looking good. Like you're clean, like go take over the world again, like go do your thing. And I was like reluctant to do anything because I was like, because you're always worried about like, because there was times between 2015 and 2019, I'd go in and he'd put something down my nose into my throat. He'd be like, oh, there's something, we got to go in and get it.
Yeah.
Fuck, and then another surgery, like I had like 7 surgeries. So around 2019, the doctor says like, hey, you're looking good, go take over the world again. I'm like, fuck, okay.
Let's pause it right there, because I don't think I ever asked you, how did you find out? Like, did you wake up one day and it just like you felt something was wrong? Or did you just have a casual checkup and the doctor was like, dude, you're fucked up right now? Like, how did that happen? Because I know you don't like to go to the doctors, bro.
So you probably have a pretty good gag reflex, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, this motherfucker.
Here we go.
You taught me everything I know, bro. Fuck. Fucking guy.
Here's the thing: it's about gag reflex. It really is, and I know you're so good at it. But so, anyways,
I did write a song called "She Had a Dick."
I know. So, I just remember like when I would brush my teeth. Brushing my teeth in the morning was the real thing. Like if you brush your tongue and then you'd spit or whatever. But I remember my gag reflex brushing my tongue. That was a thing for me. It was like I would start to choke a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I could take this. I could take this fucking toothbrush all day long. I could take this fucking toothbrush deep, bro. Like no fucking problem. What the fuck? Why am I gagging?
Okay. Anyway.
So it was like kind of a gag reflex thing, but it was like
man.
It was kind of like increasing. It would get worse, right? And then I would like have to clear my throat or something like that. I remember I did this job in Long Beach, bro, like fucking our hometown, like where I was born. I did this job in Long Beach, and I remember these long drives home. Like I would get caught in traffic. I'd be 2.5 hours getting home, and it was kind of it was a challenging particular job that I was on. The client was a little difficult and like a little demanding. It was very kind of stressful. And this time of my life, like it was stressful. Like it was 2008. I was going through all this stress of the business and almost losing everything and then coming out of it and marketing. And here it is. I'm like, fuck, I got these jobs again. I'm rolling, hitting $1 million again. And I remember like maybe either like eating something and having a little bit of a gag reflex eating.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And then it was like, fuck.
That's odd.
And I was like, this is not cool. I remember I was in my big black truck, dude. I was driving down. I was on the fucking like 10 on the way home.
I love that truck, dude.
Dude, I did too.
I know you did too.
And I remember just like coughing or something, or like kind of choking, spitting out the window maybe. And I remember looking up into the window, not into the window, into the rear view mirror. I like looked in the rear view mirror and I opened my mouth to like look in my mouth. Like, why am I having this problem, right? And I remember opening my mouth and I looked in the mirror and I saw my left tonsil was just fucking huge. Okay. And I hadn't even looked in my mouth like that. You brush your teeth in the morning, you splash some water in your face, take a shower,
who looks in the mouth,
masturbate, and you go. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's fucking how you go. But like I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, that's not fucking right.
Yeah, but that could have been like swollen tonsils.
No, it was only one side. It was my left tonsil. It was fucking huge.
Okay.
When they cut it out, it was like a golf ball, dude.
What? Wow.
The golf ball in your fucking throat. That's why I couldn't fucking take down that fucking toothbrush, bro. Couldn't handle it, bro. It's just too thick.
Give me something smaller. I can't handle it this big anymore, bro.
So I remember seeing it and then being like pretty stressed. Like, I got to go check this out. And I remember driving back, and this is when we were in Ukaipa off of Dunlap Boulevard, that yellow building.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I got home just in time, and my wife was at the shop still. And I parked in there. I walked right in the front door, and she was sitting behind the main desk. And I went and sat down, and I was like, I got to go to the doctor. And I never say that shit. I was
Yeah,
like,
you don't like going to the
I'm
doctor.
like, I think something's wrong with me. I'm really scared. And I remember my wife looking at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, something's wrong with my throat. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you want to see? And she's like, yeah. And I opened my mouth, and she was like, oh, fuck. This is serious.
Yeah, see, and we never talked about this.
Yeah,
man.
that's how it went down.
That's
So I went
crazy,
to the
dude.
doctor, bro. I went to the doctor.
How long was this happening before you decided to go to the doctors? Like when you started feeling the gag reflex and stuff like that.
Choking on a fucking toothbrush?
Yeah, like how long did that go before you're like, all right, I gotta go? Because stage 4 is, I mean, to get to stage 4, you have to like. There's got to be some time that goes by before you get to that point. So.
I don't know. It was a long time.
Okay. Well, I'm
It was
just
a long
glad
time.
they caught it, dude.
But here's the thing. Like, I have one friend of mine that died from HPV and one client of mine that died from HPV. Both.
So it's an STD essentially,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like what from what I know of it, it's like little polyps, little bumps.
Yep.
That you get.
Yep.
But I hear it's more prevalent in females, like because they can cause like cervical
like 60% of the
stuff.
population has HPV.
No
like
shit.
You have HPV right now. I'm almost guarantee it.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something that kind of like is in you, but like stress would bring it out. 60% of all humans, like, well, at least in maybe North America, have HPV.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, what's that? Douglas? Kurt Douglas, maybe? Like, what's that famous actor? He had
Kurt Douglas?
I don't remember that. But that one famous guy, he had HPV.
You know how vague that is? That one famous guy.
I mean, I think it's a Douglas. It's I think it's Kurt Douglas, not Kurt Douglas. I don't know his fucking name. I can see his face.
Really?
Yeah.
So fucking, I'm gonna have to look into this one because I don't really know much about. I mean, I know you get it from it's sexual transmission.
Eating pussy, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
and we both like to do that.
It's well.
Anywho, okay. So I didn't mean to get you sidetracked.
What a way to die.
Well, I don't know. Dying in cancer is not a way to die. Okay. That's never a cool way to die. But anyways, we got sidetracked. I didn't mean to get you sidetracked from that, but that's kind of what led you into some other things, right? So
what was the topic?
I know you got me sidetracked on the fucking
eating pussy or choking on a fucking toothbrush. What got you sidetracked?
Because you're like, oh, you probably have it, and I'm like, what? Now you got me. You know I'm paranoid about shit, right?
Take the test.
You know I'm a fucking germaphobe, bro.
Okay,
right?
so we're back to the goals. We're back to goals.
Yeah.
So
let's get back to.
So
the
here
goals,
I am.
okay?
I restarted my business in 2019, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing a little bit of pawn stuff again. And here I am, like, I broke $1 million again. I'm like, but the problem is I can't crack 3 million. So here's a really interesting fact about business. So 97% of businesses don't make it past a decade, and a tremendous amount of those guys will never hit 1 million. And then the next ceiling, the next break point for a business is 3 million. And so I've been stuck in that 3 million purgatory 3 times in 3 decades. And so that's my goal this year, is to break through that. And not only for a personal goal for me and my business, but because, I have, Kathy Jo's been with me for 15, 16 years.
Kathy Jo's fucking awesome.
Yeah, my daughter's been with me for 10 years. I mean, in business, and I got, guys been with me 7. April's probably been working for me for 15, 18 years. Fuck, she's 23.
She puts the fucking hammer down too, bro.
She's 23 and she's been working with me in business for 20 years. But so like,
it's awesome.
What I'm trying to do is create a big enough umbrella in business that people that work for me can fulfill their own goals and dreams underneath my umbrella. And that's it's a big responsibility, and it's something that I want to do. Yeah.
That's amazing. You know what's funny, dude? And I can't tell you how many people have asked me this. Why don't you work for your brother? Why don't you guys work together? And I'm like, been there, done that before. Number one.
I'm too fucking hard for you, dude.
Well, you know what it is? Hey, for the record, for the pond digger crew, I have built many ponds with my brother before. Many. It's not my forte. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hands are too soft.
It's not my well, yeah. It's just not my thing. But I will say, my brother has bailed me out of many situations financially by letting me work for you.
Yeah.
Several times. So yeah, I've done ditches. I've done it all. But
so my big goal, big goal is to crack 3 million this year. And I'd like to, so here's something you don't know is part of my training that I paid a lot of money for is I'm focusing on personal, professional, and financial goals. Not only for like 2026, but 3-year and 5-year targets as well. So every morning and night, I focus on 1, 3, and 5, personal, professional, financial. And so that's kind of where my target is right now. So I want to crack 3 million, but I do have very more specific targets to where like how many employees I have and what kind of target revenue that each employee can make so that they can fulfill their dreams. And that, in my financial spot, like personal, professional, and financial, I'd like to be at 190 pounds. I'd like to consistently stay there. That's a goal that I want to focus on. I'm off by like 5 pounds right now. I'm fucking pissed. But it's a goal that I can then strive towards, right? And then, like Valor's my dog. Within 3 years, I want to take him on.
Dog is badass.
I want to he's gonna be my service dog. Like I'll claim ADHD or fucking PSTTSD. I don't give a fuck. I'll come up with some kind of a reason why I need a service dog. But like within 3 years, he's going to go on a plane with me. Like Texas, he'll be on a plane with me and he'll be sitting in the room with me. Like that's my goal. So I want that so bad. So, in 1 year, like I have these fitness goals and financial goals. Or it's personal and finance is kind of the same, but not really. So some of the financial goals, the personal goals would be like break my wife away for a vacation, which is hard to do, right?
Dude, it's hard getting her away from the ranch, bro.
So like that's my 1 year goal. Like how can I get her away for 4 days, which seems seemingly easy to do for a lot of people, but hard to do. But I have to set everything up in order for me to do that. But one of the financial goals I want to do is I'd like to buy a property with my daughter in the next 12 months.
Really?
And then I'd like to buy a property with Taylor in the next 3 years. And then I'd like to buy another property in the next 5 years for our wildlife foundation, but not necessarily in order. Like those 3 are there, they might interchange. And in fact, Taylor hit me up the other day. He's like, "Hey, you still want to get a property together? I found this place in Redlands." And I'm like, "Fuck, what is it? Where?" It's like, so maybe Taylor slides in, and maybe April and Taylor go the same year, and I get something for Leslie, and then I got to come up with something new for 5 years. So that is fascinating about goals. Like we have to really focus on them.
Dude, owning property is where it's at these days, is what I'm starting to see. See, because now that I'm getting married and Amanda's moving in, I told you her house. She's got a fucking fat house in Bowhead. She's got a 4-bedroom house that she built that house from scratch. So now she's essentially downsizing, selling her house to move down here with my dumbass. Which I got a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, but I've done a lot of work on the house. Ideally for me. And she knows I'd like to do this, but I just don't know financially if it's going to be able to work out. She's going to move in, be here for a year or two, and then we're going to go get a bigger house. I would love to keep this house in the family. You know, like I would love to pass this house down to Taylor or April or, whatever. Just keep it in the family. I put a lot of work into this thing, and like I'd hate to, to sell it, but I'll do it if I have to. But yeah, I'd love to own some property. I hear that's the way to go these days, man.
Well, part of it is like Leslie, we want to do lions and bears and deer and coyote, which we can't do.
You haven't done any bear. I would love to see some bear cubs, dude.
We've been very close encounter with cubs. Very, very close encounters.
See that.
But we don't have the
facility.
When
you get some bears, you better fucking tell me.
Well, we don't have the facility for it at the moment, but like eagles come through. We can't do eagles yet either. So like we need a different facility a little bit.
What's the difference between doing an eagle and a hawk?
Well, eagle's a protected bird, like a highly protected bird, right?
Yeah, but you would essentially be, reviving it and take care of it if it was injured.
Eagle's different. Even if you're a falconer, like you can be a falconer, you have to be a falconer for a certain amount of years before you can have an eagle.
You know how much I like eagles? You can see them all in my fucking studio, bro.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. So like we'd like to do those things. So I need to get a bigger facility. So sometimes when I'm saying I want a different property, I'd like to get a property with April and Nick, so they have, a place. It's hard to get property nowadays, but like the property I want to get with Taylor is more like business related. Like where can he run a business satellite for one of his companies, and then like we run a satellite for one of our companies, but we own the property. That's kind of what I'm looking at, and then a property for the Wildlife Foundation.
I'll tell you what, man, you really raised some amazing kids, dude. Taylor and April turned out to be two badasses.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Amen.
I don't know how the fuck you managed that, dude. That could have gone all kinds of different ways. But
could have ended up with a fucking crazy motherfucker like you.
Thank God they didn't, dude. Shoo. I think their private schooling helped a lot.
Yeah.
They didn't go to fucking public school, which is fucking nice. So you've made a lot of sacrifices in life to not only raise damn good kids, but you've made mad sacrifices for Leslie, your wife, and your family, and it's very impressive. Fucking love you, man. You've done a lot of good shit.
Thank you.
So I tell people all the time, you are the epitome of what a big brother is. Like, honestly, I'm very, very fortunate to have someone like you in my life who's actually, you've course corrected me many times in life. But another thing, like, when I say my brother's no nonsense, he's always also been very encouraging. Like a couple of years ago, and I don't remember, it was, 2020 or something. He's always encouraged me to start my own business. He's like, dude, why don't you try to be a fucking mobile detailer or something like that? That's something you could do right away. What did I do?
It's too hard to work for you, bro.
Yeah. But what did I do? Fucking like a week later, I fucking get an LLC. I go on this full marketing thing, and I order shirts, sweaters, magnets. I open up my business called Devil Dog Detailing, which was fucking, I think you came up with that name too.
That was a sick name.
That's a fucking great name, dude. Name. And I remember I went down to a detailing business shop where you can buy detail supplies. And I spent like fucking $6,000 on supplies and shit. And I jumped right into this shit, and I started doing detailing, and then I pretty much learned within 2 weeks that it was a bad move. It was a bad move on my part.
Yeah, because it was hard work, and sun was out.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like sun was beating down on you. You're fucking working hard and sweating. Yeah. You're like, I'm sweating in the sun. It
was actually in the middle of the summertime too, dude. So I was getting rocked. Oh, dude, I didn't even tell you this. My very first detail, my buddy Jim Sully fucking hooked me up. He's like, hey, I got my friend. She has a Jeep she's trying to sell. Fucking, I was like, fuck yeah.
I think you told me it was hammered, right?
It was fucking wasted, bro.
It took you like 8 hours to clean that bitch.
It didn't take me 8 hours, dude. But like, and I didn't know how to price shit.
You're like, I'll take $200, and
Yeah.
you worked
I
on it
was
for
like,
fucking
yeah.
6 hours.
I didn't know how to price shit, dude. So I go out there, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. I literally spent like fucking 5 hours on this. And then what do? I'm washing the fucking tires, and the tires are dry rotted. So I popped the fucking where you put the fucking air in. I popped the fucking, and it broke and it snapped, and so the tire goes flat. So I had to pay for that. It was fucking
Oh my god,
$60. And so I was like, that was my very first experience in that shit, dude. I was like, yeah, man, this is
not gonna work.
Yeah, dude. So that lasted that business lasted about 3 months.
This is coming from a man who came to see my baby being born at the fucking hospital, right? And meanwhile, my wife just fucking pushed out a fucking 9-pound beautiful baby boy, and my brother comes in and he's like, oh my god, this is amazing, you have a boy. He's like, oh shit, is this lotion? He reaches over and grabs a lotion. My wife's fucking lotion on the counter. It probably cost us fucking $80 for this fucking 2 ounces of lotion. My brother's like,
hey.
I'm like, what the
shit.
fuck? And I remember my wife's like, what the fuck is this guy doing with the lotion? I thought you were going to go in the bathroom and rub one off. God damn. Fucking,
Oh, fuck,
he
dude.
lotions himself up, and this motherfucker's trying to clean a fucking car in the sun.
Dude, I remember my fucking hands were really fucking dry, bro.
I'll bet.
I don't know why, dude. It's just like, oh, whatever, dude. Hey, I live in the moment, okay? Shit. If I could remember that, dude, that's fucking funny, dude. Your wife was looking at me like I was a crazy man.
You
She
were
was like,
fucking crazy.
and Leslie, she don't fuck around. She'll be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Talk about no nonsense. Yeah.
She's that person. So, anyways, let's go to. I got this little thing I want to throw at you. Some rapid fire questions.
Okay,
right?
let's roll.
So, what's your weirdest habit?
My weirdest habit? I don't think I have any weird habits. I don't really think I have weird habits. But, I used to chew my fingernails a lot.
Yeah.
So I have like I don't know if this is weird or not, but I have like fingernail clippers in my truck, in my backpack. I have them right by my sink, right where by that toothbrush I choke on. Like it's right fucking there, like, so like if I start to chew on my nails a little bit, boom, I'm clipping my nails. So I don't think it's weird, but it's something that I really think about, I don't know if I have any necessarily weird habits. Right? Yeah.
I
pretty disciplined.
Yeah. I don't think I have any weird habits. I think the whole germaphobe thing is really weird.
That's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a habit.
I don't know why I'm like that.
You know what a weird habit you have right now is?
I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'll tell you a weird one right now. This is fucking
If you're telling it, I gotta hear this shit. I gotta hear this shit.
Call you out right now. This motherfucker comes over to my house, and we have a ranch. It's a working ranch. It's fucking we have a lot of shit going on. It's dirt and dust and animals and shit. Fucker goes into our bathroom, and instead of lifting the toilet seat up, because he'd have to touch the fucking toilet seat, God for fucking bid, he just fucking pisses and fucking piss is dropping all over the toilet seat. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? He's like, you're like, I'd have to touch it. Like, what the fuck? Touch it. That's a weird habit. You're a fucking germaphobe. You have a weird habit. I cut my nails because I fucking start to chew on them.
Bro, are you sure that was me that
I'm
dribbled on your
fucking positive.
Because you got guys running in there all the fucking time.
No, there's no fucking men come in my house.
Okay, well, in full disclosure, I will readily admit this because Amanda just punked me on this the other day. She went in because I saw her last weekend, and she was taking a bath, and she got out of the bath and stepped in my fucking little piss drops. I guess I fucking pissed on the floor, dude.
Yeah,
but see, a lot of times I'll go to piss.
Your dick's so small you can't even hit the fucking toilet.
But I go. No, I'll go to piss in the
Sorry,
dark.
Mom. You know it's real.
I'll go to piss in the dark, and I don't turn the lights on, bro. I like it dark. I like it dark in the house at all times, dude. I don't like a lot of bright lights. So when I go piss, I'm not watching, bro. So yeah, Amanda, I probably pissed on the floor. I admit it. Okay?
Yeah, he did. Definitely.
Anyways, next one. If you could change one law in life right now, what would it be?
Well, I mean, constitutionally, we should be fucking the Second Amendment. We should be able to carry fucking arms wherever the fuck we go. And so I'm fucking pissed that you have to get a CCW and then you have to get reciprocal to this state, to that state. You know what? If I conceal carry, I can conceal carry in every fucking state if I'm not a fucking bitch.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because, like, if you've ever had a concealed carry permit, you don't fucking flash it. You don't pull it around. You don't go around drinking at fucking bars carrying a gun. Like, you wear it when you fucking want to be protected and you want to be safe. And you only pull it out in the absolute fucking final moment. If it's a life-threatening thing, you have to pull out fucking deadly force. So, like, that's a fucking law that just fucking pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, dude.
Because my death threats are fucking escalating, in case you don't know.
Oh, shit. For real?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tell me about that shit, dude.
You want to hear it?
Yeah. Oh, you got it on tape?
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, now I got to get a CCW that transfers over to here. And it's like, what the fuck? Like.
So this guy actually left a message on your fucking.
It's our constitutional right to Second Amendment. And I have to fucking go to some school for 8 fucking hours and then shoot for a fucking thing like.
Bro, it's California, bro.
It's
fucking California.
It's whatever fucking state. New York, fucking wherever. It's fucking bullshit. You want to hear this?
Yeah, I fucking want to hear it, dude. I want to know where this guy lives so I can go beat his fucking ass, dude.
No, dude, it's escalated way more than you fucking even know. Let's go. You want to hear? You seriously?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This?
I want to hear this shit. Let's hear this motherfucker.
Pick up your phone, you fucking bitch. Why the fuck did you involve my parents in their 70s with your fucking problem with me, motherfucker? That ain't never gonna go away until you answer some fucking questions. Now you're gonna have to do it online or however the fuck we gotta go to court. Or if I gotta involve your family, motherfucker, and make sure I use your family as an example, rather than you motherfuckers using me and my family, understand I'm gonna fuck your life up, homie. I'm playing your fucking game. You better pick up your fucking phone, have a conversation, motherfucker. You little bitch ass fucking weak ass fucking pussy, bro. Fuck you. Fuck your wife, fuck your family. You should have never involved mine. You got a problem? Go ahead and call the fucking cops again. You're going to see what fucking temporary is compared to permanent, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck anymore about a piece of shit motherfucker like you and Eric and Kent.
Wow.
You guys want to fuck with me? Come fuck with me. Stop being a little fucking bitch, motherfucker. Fuck you.
Dude, yeah. I want to go fucking curb stomp this motherfucker right now.
That's intent right there, bro. That's serious shit right there. So, it's like.
Yeah, I remember you telling me a little bit about this scenario, but just hearing this thing, obviously he's got a very large vocabulary, bro. He's very educated, as you can tell.
Yeah.
No, I want to go beat this fucker's ass now, dude. So, honestly, dude. Do I know this guy? Have I seen this dude before? Because I'm
sure you have.
I know a lot of
I don't know.
A lot of the guys, a lot of people who come into your life, I'm pretty familiar with, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. You may or may not have. I mean, I've known him for 30 years.
What's his name? Oh, I don't know if he could shoot.
We don't need to talk about that. It's beside the point. But the law is like, when you have something like this and you go to the PD. They're like, oh, well, we can get a restraining order. And I'm like, well, what's that going to fucking do? Like, this is intent. You heard it right there. Let's talk about permanent. You're not going to get no temporary bullshit. Like, so it's like, I mean, we should be able to carry whatever firearm we want at all times, anytime, day and night, doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's a constitutional right. So the law that I would change is like, like some states you can open carry, but you can't conceal carry. That's fucking retarded. Like, I don't want to, like, I would never carry open carry. It's always going to be concealed.
Because you'll be the first to go.
Or like someone's always going to be targeting you. Yeah, you'll be the first to go, or someone's going to try and target you from behind or whatever like that. So, like, yeah, I think that's the law I would change. It doesn't, like, I should just be able to protect myself. Yeah. I should be able to have guns laying in my truck, on the seat, fucking on the dash. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want.
I would absolutely love that. As you know, I take the carrying extremely serious, dude. So as much as I hate jumping through the hoops, paying the fees and doing the class. Like, dude, that last class was 8 hours long. It was
It's
fucking
fucking terrible.
brutal,
It's so
dude.
Dude, you know what?
It
So
sucked.
when I went out, when I went and saw Dingo, I went out and saw Dingo in Arizona, and it was when I first got my CCW. And we got together, and he has his CCW or whatever, and we're like out there, and we went out to get some food, right? And I remember we went to Chili's or something like that, and like we're walking into Chili's. I don't know if I told you the story. It's so fucking funny. And we walk up to the door, and as you're walking into the door, there's this huge sign, like as big as your ring light, huge fucking sign, and it's like a circle with an X through it,
Oh,
and it had a gun in it, and it said "No guns," right? And I'm like, fuck, I'm wearing a gun, and I'm going to this door, like, is this legal? Like, this is not a government building. Like, can I do this? Like, right? So I know he's carrying. He knows I'm carrying, and he fucking walks right through the door like it ain't nothing but a fucking thing. And I'm like, okay. So I walk through the door with him, and we sit down, and it's just him and I. Like, it was kind of a quiet day, and I'm like, what do you do about that sign that said no guns? He's like, that sign on the door? He's like, yeah, I saw that sign. I'm like, you're not worried about the sign? He's like, no. I'm like, well, how come? He said, you saw the fucking gun in the sign, right? The big circle with the gun in the middle of it? You saw the gun, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that was a fucking 9/11. I carry a Glock. I know you carry a Glock. We're fine. And I was like, okay, we're fine.
For the record, anytime I see those signs, I still walk in. It's called concealed for a
That's
reason.
fucking Dingo right there, bro.
Yeah,
I don't carry a 1911. I carry a Glock.
I fucking love Dingo, dude. That's fucking great. But yeah, you know what? That's kind of a... Dude, I don't know if I didn't tell you this. I go to the VA. I have to go to the VA whenever they send me notifications because I get free medical for life. So if they tell me I got to go for a checkup, I'll go for a checkup.
Yeah. Paranoid motherfucker.
Well, you know what? They fucking... It's no, because I get a disability rating, right?
I know, that's cool.
So if they tell me to go, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, they have a big sign, same sign, no guns, dude.
Is it a 1911 though?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. But
you should be like, if they catch you, be like, hey, I don't have a 1911. It says no 1911s on the fucking sign.
I know. I'm gonna remember that next time. But typically, if I'm going to the VA, I know I'll put my piece in my little like compartment there. But one day, bro, I walked in not even thinking because I was in the middle of working and I was focused on other shit, and I thought this was just gonna be like a touching base with my doctor scenario. So I go in there, got my piece on me. She's like, all right, take off your shirt. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude. So I'm trying to play it cool. Because I got my Dickie shirt on. As soon as I take it off, it's going to be seen, dude. So I'm like, so I take the shirt off. And as I'm taking it off, I like take it to like cover my piece. So I slide my piece out while I'm like moving my shirt to set it on the chair. Well, unfortunately, the gun slips and falls on the ground, bro.
Oh, God.
And I was like, dope. I was like, dude, the chick fucking panicked, bro.
Oh, my God.
She freaked the fuck out on me and runs out of the fucking room. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. I'm fucked. I'm fucked, bro. So I calmly grab my piece. I set it down. As a matter of fact, I even remember I unloaded it. Because I had the round in the I unloaded it. I set it down, and then I covered it up with the shirt. Dude, not 5 minutes later, dude, fucking VA police are fucking there, bro.
Yeah.
And they start drilling me, like, yeah, you got it. I'm like, oh, yeah, right here. I'm a CC. And, you're not supposed to. I was like, you know what, officer? I totally forgot. I spaced. Here's my card, all this shit. They were way cool with me. They let me go. But I was like, fuck, dude, that could have not been good. So
I remember I went in one time for a massage, And I like walked a massage. I remember I walked in and I was like, you start to strip down or whatever, and like I put my gun on the chair right there and I cover it all up, and and I'm standing there like naked looking at my pile of clothes and my gun. I'm like, okay, fuck it, onto the table.
They didn't say nothing.
No, got my massage, my happy ending. Everything was cool.
Oh shit!
No, I didn't get a happy ending, but I'm just, I was just like, this should be normal. Like, it should be normal. This is the fucking law. I should be able to fucking have this thing.
I agree.
Because if something went down while I was fucking standing there naked getting a massage or whatever, I should be able to fucking stand up, fucking naked as a jaybird, cock in hand, a gun in the other, and protect my masseuse.
Exactly, bro.
Protect my masseuse and whoever's in the fucking hallway.
I agree.
That's the fucking law I want to change.
I fucking agree, man.
Let's fucking go.
All right. Next one. What's a guilty pleasure of yours?
Probably alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, alcohol. Like I took 365 days off. Dropped a lot of weight, it was like a challenge. I do 75 hard once or twice a year and like push that through. But I would say alcohol's a guilty pleasure.
You and I got the same one, dude. We like to drink. We're not alcoholics.
I'm an alcoholic,
but
bro.
We like to drink.
And I'm good at it.
Hey, Mom's going to listen to this, bro.
Mom, I'm a fucking alcoholic.
She's going to be like, Eric, you know what I think about this?
Yeah. Yeah, just like my dad.
We love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Love you very much. But anyhow, yeah, you and I got the same problem, dude. So, but it's just fun.
Hey, but I mean, can you take 365 days off, bitch?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's like there's a self-control.
You're way more disciplined than I am.
So listen, I am an alcoholic in that regard because I look forward to it. At 3:00, I'm like, hey, I'm ready for a fucking drink, And if I'm going out with the guys and we're fucking at a convention, it's 12:00 and it's having lunch, let's order a fucking beer, Yeah. So I mean, I can accept that. But, I can take 75 days off once or twice a year. I can go 365 days. I've done it.
Yeah.
But, it's interesting because it's like this crutch. It's like, okay, well, I had a hard day. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to go on the fucking whiskey podcast with JT. Like, fucking, let's go.
Well, I was totally prepared to not drink tonight because I knew you were on 75 hard. So when you said whiskey, I'm like, okay.
Oh, well,
let's go, dude.
I was in bed for fucking 2 days last week. I lost.
I know. I could still see you're still
I'm still a little congested.
There. So, okay. So what's the biggest lesson you learned this year so far?
You don't know what you don't know, bro. Like, I put in a tremendous amount of money towards coaching to become better. Like, you learn stuff and like when you pay attention. So, I've paid out a tremendous amount of money for coaching, and you go in, you sit down, you start taking notes, and you're like, fuck, I got a lot of work to do. Just because you pay doesn't mean you're going to get the silver bullet. Like, I'm going to pay for coaching and they're going to give you the secret recipe and you're going to take it. And I paid, $1,000. I'm going to go make $10,000. It's not that easy. You pay $1,000 and multiply that times a bunch. And then you go, fuck, I have a lot of work to do. And so the interesting thing is, the most valuable lesson I learned is, there's a lot of things that you just don't know, that you haven't crossed that barrier yet. So what's the cost of not knowing something, right? So, in part of my coaching and reading and studying and role playing and working on this stuff, I've started to hire, I've started to recruit people for my team differently. I'll give you a quick little example and we can close it out there if you want. But over the years, over my 2.5, 3 decades, I would interview someone and be like, hey, I got a feeling about this guy. I'm going to hire him. Like, right? And you just like learn things about things. But in the training that I recently did, I learned one question, bro. One fucking question.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, I'll tell you. So I interviewed 38 people on Valentine's Day this year.
No shit.
On this year of Valentine's Day, we had a job fair. You know why? Because fucking people.
Okay, I remember you having.
Yeah, people who are in
that.
love need jobs too.
Yeah.
Interviewed 38 people, and 80% of the people were disqualified with one fucking question.
Ooh, you gotta tell me what this question is.
Okay.
I want to hear it.
So 38 people sat down in front of me that wanted to work for me. Okay. Like, JT, dude, thank you so much for applying to our job today. I'm really excited to talk to you about this. Hey, before we get started, what information, what kind of research have you done on our company?
Oh, are you asking me?
No, this is the question I asked them.
Okay.
This is like this is a role play scenario. Hey, JT, hey, I'm so glad that you showed up today to apply for a job with us. We're really excited for the opportunity for you to work with us. Before we get started, what kind of information or what kind of research have you done on our company?
So you're basically saying it was crickets.
80% of the people were like, oh yeah, well, like, oh, my wife saw a post on Facebook and said there was a job here today, and so I thought.
Wow.
80% of the people.
Wow.
80%. People are just running through life like, hey, I want to get a job. Like, I'm not looking for that, bro. I want someone who has goals, has a passion, has, like, I'm going to spend more time with you than you spend with your fucking wife and your kids.
Yeah.
And you didn't even do one fucking stitch of research on us.
That's crazy.
And so you know what I would do if they were like, oh yeah, I just saw this post on Instagram and I fucking thought I'd come down. You want to hear my reply?
You were like, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No. Seriously. I'm like, hey, JT, like, listen, I can appreciate you need a job right now. And that you reached out to us, but I want to be really transparent with you. I'm interviewing a lot of people today, and we're really looking for someone who's aligned with us in what we do.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're going to spend more time with us than your family and your friends, you should probably have an idea of who we are and what we are doing and what we want to do in our life. So if you want to come back, we have another job fair in like 8 weeks. So you're welcome to come back and go do some research on us. But for now, the job interview is over.
Dude, that's you being polite. Dude, when you drive in to your place, it says wildlife rehabilitation, bro.
The Pond Digger. Like,
I mean, dude, it's very obvious what you guys do.
So we have 3
People
interview
couldn't
process.
even fucking like wing it and be like, oh yeah, well, I really love animals. You have a lot of horses here.
No, they're that fucking dumb. They're like, oh yeah, I didn't do anything. I just heard there was a job fucking fair. I thought I'd come and apply. So but see, so like
that's the times we're living in, bro.
That's the biggest thing I learned this year. That's the biggest factor right there. And so, but we have 3 interview processes right now. So if you want a job with us, we do 3 interviews, and one's behavioral, and one is technical, and then one is like core value, right? Part of our business. So I interviewed 38 people. Through 80% of them immediately fucking flunked them and told them to leave. And the other ones, anyone that I liked, I said, hey, I'd like you to do a second interview. We'll reach back out to you.
Question, was math involved?
No, you would have been fired. But when the second,
you would have fired my ass, dude.
So here's the thing: we had the second interviews, bro. Like 50% of second interviews didn't show up.
Wow.
So like, how powerful is this? Because in old Triplett, it would have been like, hey, let's give you a shot. Like, let's start. Like, we'll get you. Like, what size hat do you wear? What kind of shirt do you want? We'll get you fucking geared up. Come back tomorrow, and we'll fucking get you started up. Like they can't even show up to the second interview. So people that we actually liked were like, this person is like this person I would have hired a year ago, but now I know things differently. So these are the biggest lessons I learned, is about you don't know what you don't know. I go do some high level coaching. I learn some shit. I apply it to my life immediately, and fucking like I hire people and recruit people differently.
That's crazy, man. Like that, I'm kind of blown away right now. I bet you've seen a lot of that shit as a business owner. I can tell you what, my biggest take from so far is that I'm a very loyal person when I meet people and I bring people into my circle, right? Like, you know me very well. You probably know me better than anybody. And I'm loyal. I'm kind, I'm generous, and I like to bring people into my circle. And I have a tendency sometimes to overlook red flags, I guess. Right?
Yeah, these are the red flags.
Yeah. And so my thing is, and I do it all the fucking time. I just want to help people. I want to help my bros. I want to help my friends, and people. Like the other day, I fucking fed a homeless man just because he needed some food, and then when I go to bring him food, he's like, "Oh well, I got 3 other buddies here," so I was kind of irritated. I was like, "All right, I'll get them food too." My point is, I'm a very kind and generous person. I want to help people, and so sometimes I have a tendency to surround myself with people who don't have my best interests, right? And then I'm not necessarily saying they bring me down, but they don't uplift me either. Like I'm a guy who's constantly trying to elevate myself, especially since I got you as a kind of a really key role model to me. I'm trying to constantly do things. Okay, take the physical side, put it aside. I know you want me to get physically fit and get healthier. I want to lose some weight. Put that aside for now. I'm just saying in general, to me, when I have my friends that I really care about who are absolutely kicking ass in life, dude, I'm their fucking best cheerleader, bro.
Yeah.
I will encourage them. I'll be like, dude, fucking way to go. You're leveling up. Fucking love it, dude. And I will constantly be that positive force for them. But when it comes to me, like, I don't get any of that from anybody. Not that I need it, okay? Because I'm very self-driven. I don't need people to give me kudos to be successful. But it would be nice if the circle of people that I hang with or choose to be with would want to have that same feeling. So a lot of times I realize sometimes I have to recycle people out of my life because it's just not a good fit, So that's been my biggest lesson of 2026. So and the thing is, sometimes, and I've said this before, sometimes you're going to come across people in your life that are going to be there forever. Like Kathy Joe, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Joe's going to be there forever, bro. She is the epitome of the perfect person who, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, has your back.
Yeah, has your back. So some people are going to be there forever. Some people are going to be here for a brief moment.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I see life on things right now. Rapid fire question for you, brother. What's your take on today's society as far as politics? Where I know where you stand, but what are you thinking right now? Are you just fed up? Do you have a strong opinion on something, or you're done with politics altogether?
I'm not done with politics. I'm done with legacy media. I'm done with the propaganda. I'm done with statistics that are spun to, they throw out statistics.
Oh, the statistics never fucking
they look the wrong
shit.
way. When you look at someone like Gavin Newsom, it's just like, they just look at you dead in the face, and they're handsome and have this charm about them, and they're just lying through their teeth. And to know that people are stricken by it, it's frightening. So I'm not done with that. But I'm like, I want to keep a pulse on it. I don't necessarily just lean into one thing or the other. I have my opinions, about that, but I just, everything I'm in question. I'm very, very questioning things dramatically. you know, you know, with what's going on in Iran right now, I don't really want boots on the ground right now, but I don't have a really good understanding of global politics and global economies and things of that nature, and how each of the moves with Venezuela and Cuba and Iran, and how in the Strait of Hormuz, or whatever that strait is called, like, you know, how that connects to the currency of America, you know, the U.S. currency, you know, like, and how it affects China and things like that. Like, I don't want to presume that I know things like that. And it's a pretty strong question, because
Yeah.
I think I'm a little more versatile than you are, in the fact that you're like, hey, you know, if you don't believe like this, you're a fucking idiot. You know, like, you like I think you're a little harder than I am, and I have a lot of.
I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I'm just more
I'm not flexing on it. That I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have some incredibly liberal friends and a lot of liberal clients, and so I try and lean in and go like, well, what do you mean? Like Dave DuPont, for example, he's pretty liberal, and he
Love you, Dave.
love you, Dave, bro, love you, Dave. And Dave and I will talk about things, and like, I'm one of the few conservative type people he'll have a conversation with, because he knows he can have a conversation, and we will literally have a conversation, and I won't talk down to him. Like, if you and I and him were in the room, he knows you would probably like be telling Dave, you're a fucking idiot, you need to fucking.
No, and we've had these conversations before,
Well,
dude. I would never insult him like that. To me, I'm very, very black and white. It's like a tranny trying to tell me that they're a woman. I'm like, no, you have a fucking dick, bro. Like, no matter how you feel inside, because your feelings tell you that you're a woman. No, you have a fucking cock and balls.
well, that's fine too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm very much like that.
But that's not politics. That's not politics.
True.
Yeah, that's something different. So when it comes to politics with Dave, you know, like, he and I will have a pretty deep conversation, and we'll push back on each other or whatever. But, you know, I've had some pretty in-depth conversations with heavy, you know, very liberal leaning friends of mine, like, to the point where, like, I'm looking at them and I remain calm. Like Rubio, dude. Rubio is so fucking, like, he's a fucking king right now, dude.
He's a beast, bro.
I am so
love that guy.
I am so thankful for him right now. His calm demeanor and his disposition and the way he articulates things. I'm so proud of him right now. And he like brings back some sense of like, okay, cool. Like we're normal here. Like we have a sense. We have a grounding spot, right? He helps me ground. Like, where Trump will go out really hard on a limb, right? Sometimes, and he fucking like, why did you say that, dude? You know, like, and I'm like, but Rubio's like right there, and I feel really comfortable with that. But I don't know where I was going with that. But I had some really conversations with some very left leaning friends of mine that were like, we've always been kind of cool and calm, and then one day, like, fucking spit's flying out of his mouth when he's yelling at me, and I'm trying to be like, remain calm, and I'm like,
you know what that means, bro?
Like,
that means you won.
This is not normal.
That means
bro.
you won the conversation, dude.
I'm like, wow, this is. I just tried to remain calm, like, maybe not as calm as Rubio, but like, so as far as politics go, and the question that you had at hand is like, you know, I have my strong beliefs. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in being strong. I think we're weak as a society, and so we just need to be fucking strong again. Like when the guy who replaced Nomi, when he like Mullen, he's like,
Mullen.
hey, let's fucking stand up right now. Fucking, he takes his wedding ring off.
You know, he's a fucking ex-UFC fighter.
Yeah, dude, he's
bro.
3-0. Like, but he was very calm about it. You know what I mean? And it takes me to that point where the bikers fucking come into the bar. I don't know if you know this story, but these bikers come into a bar. I don't remember the movie, but this like a gangster, like a mobster kind of fucking bar, and it's kind of fancy, hoity-toity. It's probably in fucking New York somewhere. But these bikers come into the bar and they want to get a drink, and the fucking bartender's trying to kick them out. And the fucking biker's like, hey, I'm you know, like, hey, we've been riding for a long time. We just want to get a fucking drink. We want like, hey, we're going to be respectful. We just want a fucking drink. And the big mob boss comes over. He says, hey, this guy was respectful. Fucking serve him a drink. I know he doesn't have the right clothes on for right now, but you need to serve him a drink. He was fucking respectful. He said, you know, I'm sorry, I don't have the right clothes on, but I just want a drink. I've been working hard today. Serve him a drink. And so the fucking bartender serves all these bikers a drink, and the fucking bikers get all the drink, and they take their fucking beer bottles up, and they shake them up, and they fucking squirt fucking beer all over the fucking bar.
Mm-hmm.
And the mobster comes over, and he's like, that's enough. You need to fucking leave.
I know what movie you're talking about. I can't remember the
You
name
need to fucking
of it,
leave
though.
now, because, you know, I gave you the respect because you came in here and you talked to me respectfully, but now you've disrespected me. You need to fucking leave. The bikers fucking run their mouth, tell him he's a fucking pussy and fuck you. We can do what the fuck we want. We're fucking badass. And so the mobster guy, he walks to the fucking door. He shuts the fucking door, and he locks the door.
It's a great movie, dude.
And he says, well, you gone fucked up. Now you can't leave. And then the other doors open up, and all the mobster guys come out with bats and fucking, you know, fucking, I don't know, brass knuckles, and they fuck these bikers up. So that's the point right there, is because we need strong men that can restrain themselves. We need strong fucking men that can be like, look, like, you're pressing the envelope. I could fucking kill you right now. I'm going to grant you some grace. And then they restrain themselves from the violence.
Mm-hmm.
And then even after they fucked that up, they restrained themselves from violence one more time and offered them the chance to leave. And then when that closed, then the violence can come out. And it just shows like we need strong men that can restrain themselves but can fuck shit up when they need to.
That's why I love Pete Hegseth, dude. That
Pete's the
motherfucker's
I fucking love this motherfucker.
taking care of business, dude.
So, and I feel that way about Rubio too, because I feel like Rubio is very, very diplomatic about it and very calm about it. Did you listen to that clip I sent you? It was him 11 years ago. I sent it to you. Did you listen to it?
I did.
Oh, God, it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It showed like, yeah, I want you to record this right now because I want to look into the future of how, you know, serious I am about this. So that's how I feel about the political climate right now. It's like, I feel men need to be fucking strong. Men need to be stand up and push back on society. And I really believe that anything that we hear, we don't know if it's AI, we don't know if it's fucking propaganda, and we need to really think it through. It's not just, you can Google anything you want and find out, you can validate what your thoughts are. You know, I can go like, I don't think we went to the moon, and I can go to Google and find out everything I need to know that prove the fact that we never landed on the moon. Or I could sit down and go like, fuck yeah, we went to the moon. We were fucking the first pioneers. And I can go to Google and I can find out everything that is relevant to us landing on the moon. And so, you know, like, we have to really be thoughtful about this and not be like leaning so one way or the other.
Well, AI is getting cray-cray, no doubt about it. But, you know, you and I agree pretty much on most things when it comes to politics. I think you are a little bit more open to things, but I don't know. I think now with the way things are, and I'll say this again right now, if people are still voting Democrat at this point, I mean, dude, they're mental, bro, honestly. Like, there's so much nonsense on that end. Like, I think the liberals and the Democrats just hate Trump so much that they'd rather see the US fail than side with Trump and
they'd rather see
anything.
Iran throw fucking nuclears just to, you know.
I saw that meme the other day.
Let's go nuclear just so fucking we all die and Trump's wrong. Like,
it absolutely blows my mind, dude. And that's why I can't tolerate the nonsense anymore, because it's such a difference of train of thought these days. And I don't ever remember politics ever being like this. Like growing up in the '80s, Reagan was a great president.
Well, we didn't have social media. That's social media and the propaganda.
Social media has
the
destroyed
propaganda
it.
element has elevated. So we used to have the propaganda only on TV.
Yeah.
Now it's propaganda on TV, and it's well past beyond TV. Like social media is beyond that.
Yeah, but at this point, it's so blatantly obvious that the Democrat side, the left side, is so anti everything that Trump does. And they'll even side, they take, you hear that saying 80-20, where 80% of America is thinking this, and the Democrats will always side with the 20% because they fucking hate Trump. Everything that Trump could be the best president in the world, which I think he's turning out to be fantastic. And they will just side against him because he's systematically destroying everything that they've built. But here's the thing. As much as I like Trump, I think he's fucking up on a few things. Like the Epstein files. Like, dude, just come out and drop the shit. He's been so back and forth on stuff. They talk about being very open, and he's the president who's released the most documents on shit. And I get it. As a president, you don't always want to show your cards to everybody. You got to kind of keep some secrets. And it's like Pete Hegseth and Trump. All the Democrats are complaining that they're not seeking advice or counsel to Congress before they take action on things. Yeah, because motherfucker, if they go to Congress and tell you their plans, the enemy will know it within hours. So yeah, as a president, you got to kind of keep your cards to your chest and kind of hold them tight. But I think Trump's fucked up on a few things. But at the end of the day, you take the pros and cons and the good and the bad, and the good far outweigh the bad that's happening. And so that's kind of how I see it. I mean, Biden let in over 20 million illegals, and now we're trying to get rid of them. Now Chuck Schumer's saying, well, hey, if the SAVE Act passes, 20 million people won't be able to vote. Yeah, no shit, motherfucker. Yeah, your people won't be able to vote. Anyways, I'm just getting down that fucking rabbit hole, and I don't want to go there. But
that's a whole nother podcast.
It really fucking is, dude. And
let's finish with this. I think you're gonna skip the most vital question of the night.
Okay, what's that?
I've been married for fucking almost 27 years.
I know. Well, dude, I was about to ask you that, bro.
I thought you were gonna just skip it altogether.
No, dude. Because this is my thing here. Because you have been married almost 30 fucking years. 30 years, bro. And I'm about to
embark on the mission.
Yeah, I'm about to marry the woman of my fucking dreams.
You'll never make it 30 years. You'll have to live to 82. You're not going to make it.
Well, technically, if I go by what this dude said, I'm only going to live till 75.
That's what I'm saying. You'll never make 30.
So, question: what is your advice or your keys to a successful marriage?
Okay, so this is going to just be a fuck up because I never go to a wedding without offering the love language book. Okay, so every wedding that I've ever been to in the past, I'd say 25 years, if I go to a wedding or some kind of event like that, I'll bring a love language book. And so I think you guys need to know each other's love language. Do you know your love language?
Yes.
Okay, you guys both
Her
know,
and
right?
I have the same.
How close?
We're the same love language. Words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Gifts don't mean shit to us. Physical touch. Those are our two things, and we both align with those things.
Okay, so I think that's the most important thing for me if I was going to tell anyone what that is. And then from there, because I've been married and divorced already. My wife's been married and divorced twice before me, right? And like if you look at Leslie and I's love language pattern, there's 5 love languages, and when we put them together, they're almost identical, like to the percentage. There's two that are off by 4 or 5 points. Otherwise, they look identical. And so, ours is physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time. That's where we spend the
Quality
most.
time too. Yeah, quality time.
That's where we spend most of our. That's where our heavy points are, right? And so, I mean, for anyone who's listening or the viewers, it's going to be like someone might have, hey, gifts is really heavy. Like my buddy Tyson, gifts is a really big part of his life. He likes to give things. It makes him feel like, hey, I love you. I'm going to give you something. It's really important to him. It doesn't mean that he's better or worse than you. If you said gifts don't mean anything to you, right? So if he would give you something and you're like, oh, cool, thanks, and you throw it on the ground or you throw it on the shelf and you don't really pay attention to it, it hurts his feelings, right? And so,
well, I think a gift from a friend is different from a gift from your counterpart.
No, it's the love language. Like, I love you. I love my friend Rushka and Rosemary.
Yeah.
I love Kathy Joe. I love my wife. I love my kids. And so my kids' love language is different. And so, like, it could be physical touch. It doesn't mean we're fucking.
Yeah.
It just means that you touch them on the shoulder. You give them a hug. You hug them maybe a couple seconds longer than you would someone else. Like, that's the physical touch part of it, right? And so, friend, like, your physical touch, like you and I hug every time we see each other. That's my love language. It's your love language. Yeah. And so, we're loving each other that way.
Yeah.
And so if in fact, and this may, whether you call this weird or not, but like, I'm trying to bring context to the listener who wants to hear this, but like, yours is physical touch and maybe mine's not. And when you come in to hug me, I don't really want to hug you. I might feel like, why is this guy fucking trying to hug me? And you're like,
yeah,
all I'm trying to do is hug this guy. He won't fucking even take my hug. Fuck this guy. So like that's how the love language works. And it works with loved ones, your kids, your friends. And so Tyson, my buddy, he'll bring me a gift. And now a gift to me, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. But when Tyson brings me a gift, I really appreciate it because I know it means a lot to him. So if he gives me something, I'll take it and I'll be like, this is so fucking cool. And I'll take the time to appreciate the way he wants to love me. Yeah. You know, see what I mean? And then
I can totally relate to what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then like if I'm out, I'm like, I want to get this for Tyson, even though like, so I don't buy things for people really. I think like Leslie and I on Easter and anniversaries and fucking Valentine's Day, we don't give each other a lot, right? So, and I'm not upset and she's not upset. But like if I know my homie Tyson's coming to town, I haven't seen him in 3 months, I might buy him something because I know he will appreciate that. And so if you can take this and spin this to a relationship and someone's like acts of service, like I don't care if you do anything for me, I do everything myself. But if in acts of service, if you're like, hey, I did the dishes for you, I took out the trash, or I folded the laundry, or I fueled up your vehicle or something like that. So it's things like that when people get into that fucking that heads, like, I wish you would just fucking take the trash out. I wish you would just fill my truck with fuel. And like, I don't need to do that for you. You're a grown ass human being. And that's where people run into trouble. And so congratulations that you and Amanda are really locked in on that. Because Leslie and I are locked. Like, we don't even have to do anything.
You guys are like perfect.
It just works, right?
Yeah.
But one thing is understanding that Enneagram personality profiling, that's been really big for me because I knew my wife for 25 years before I learned her Enneagram type. And she's a peacemaker 9. And now I know her personality profiling, like how she thinks and how she accepts things and how she, I learned things about her after 25 years. When I learned that, I'm like, I had no fucking idea that this is the way this is why you did what you did.
Yeah.
And so I'm an 8 personality type in Enneagram. I'm a challenger. My wife's a peacemaker. And so I would be so mad at her sometimes because I would want her to confront someone. because I'm a very confronting personality type. And I was like, oh, you need to fucking tell this motherfucker, you know, and she wouldn't do it. And I would be so mad at her. Like, how come you didn't stand up for yourself? How you didn't stand up for our business? How come you didn't stand up for this, right? And I would be really uptight about that. And then after 25 years, I figured out what this personality profiling was. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that this is how your DNA is. This is how you're cut. This is the way you fucking think.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And so between the personality profiling of the Enneagram typing and love language, those two things have been like really powerful for us in our marriage.
Yeah, I've noticed when it comes to certain people, I think the love languages can be different when you, okay, obviously her and I were together. We're getting married, but you're right. I have certain friends, like I've had friends give me gifts that really mean a lot to me. I'm not a gift kind of person, but I can appreciate it when it's done for me. And vice versa. Like I'm a very giving person. Like I help people all the time financially. I'll buy gifts for people just because, oh dude, that's fucking cool. You know, like I do that stuff a lot just because I know people will appreciate it, but it's not really like my thing. But if someone does get me a gift that's meaningful and it means something, someone went out of their way, they put some thought into it, yes, I appreciate it. So yes, there is a little bit of a variation there when people do that. So your advice then for a successful marriage is obviously to lock in on those things, focus on them, make them grow. What else? Anything else on that?
I really go out of my way to let her know how special she is.
Okay.
You know? And in my personality type, I'm a tough personality. Like when you broke your collarbone, I was like, quit being a bitch, get up, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, like that's my personality type. And so I work really hard at looking through who I am to help who she is.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm a very complimentary guy. Like like I work really hard at that. So I will tell you a story. Like at Con Expo, I probably told 12 different women that their hair looked beautiful. And
I think that's just being kind, being a kind person.
I was. I mean, like it's a fucking busy place and people are pushing each other around and a lot of these people that are out there, they're like trying to look nice, whatever. And here's the funny thing. Let's just be fucking real.
Oh shit.
Okay?
You know, this is all about being real, unapologetically real on the fucking In the Mind of JT podcast, bro. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, you spend time with a black woman. Okay. I
never again.
Well, I'm just like, for me, it's not my vibe. Like, but I've been married for fucking 30 years, so it's like, it's interesting because I'm with my homie. He's a black guy. I'm with another homie who's a white guy with a fucking huge butt, like a black guy butt.
Dude, that was kind of and dude, did he intentionally wear tight pants?
No, dude,
like,
he just got a big juicy ass,
fucking bubbly and shit.
Dude, I'm just telling you, that's his butt. But like, so I mean, and this is just me being who I am. Like, it's intentional. I didn't pick this out, but like, we're doing something and we'll walk over, we'll ask someone where to go, what's going on. Hey, we need to go there. And I ran into at least 3 or 4 different black women that had wigs on. You could tell they were wigs, right? But they looked really nice. Like, and I was like, oh, this is a wig. This is what my brain's processing. But I was like, hey, her hair looks really nice. And she really worked hard at this. I know this means a lot to her. And we're transacting business. How do I get from here to there? We're in a hurry. We got things to do. We got business to do. There's a lot of shit going on. And then I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know your hair looks really amazing today. And like the look in their face and the twinkle in their eye, and like, I'm not trying to fuck the lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just being considerate. Like, that's words of affirmation. And so I probably then it didn't become a game to me. Although the friends that I was hanging with probably felt that I was making it a game because they're like, "Why'd you tell her hair was nice?" I was like, "Her hair looked really nice. She worked hard at it," and I know it meant a lot to her for me to notice it. And then by the time like we were walking with someone and I'd be beeline towards this lady and I'm like, her fucking hair looks nice. You know what I mean? And I'd fucking be like beeline towards her, and I'd fucking look to my left, and my homie would be like, "You're gonna," I could see it in his eyes. He was like, "You're gonna tell her hair looks nice." I know all fucking ready, and I'd fucking run up to her and I'd fucking ask her, "Hey, can we do this with that? How do I get to there? I'm looking for a place to eat." And like, "Oh, hey, before I leave, I can't believe how amazing your hair looks today. I just want to let you know that." And like, it really made her day.
Yeah.
Those words of affirmation is just like really powerful. And so, and I'm intentional about those things because I know how important it is, but I'm not fake. I'm 100% authentic when I say that. And my friends know that about me.
Yeah.
My friends, remember when I did Hammer and Grind podcast?
Yeah, I do.
When I did Hammer and Grind podcast, the reason I left that podcast is because my partner and I, even though we had this weird, we had this weird pushback on each other. Like when we were on a podcast together, like people liked listening to us because we had such incredibly different aura and we pushed back on each other a lot. But we had completely different core values. Like we didn't like align on things. And I remember I went to a conference with him in Florida and we walked into this elevator. And I remember this black woman walks in and she's fucking dressed to the nines, dude. She's like flamboyantly, amazingly, like her hair is fucking everywhere. She's like red, dripping red, red nails, red toenails, red heels, red fucking tight pants, red bra, and fucking her tits are hanging out. Like she's just like fucking unbelievably red and dressed to nines. And when she like walks into this elevator and boom, she comes into the elevator, she's got this presence about her. And here's my fucking, my business partner, all fucking tight ass, fucking, all fucking stretched up, like fucking like this. And I'm like, "You look fucking amazing tonight. I don't know where you're going, but wherever you're going is good for them because you look fucking outstanding."
And you fucking made her night.
And I fucking meant it, bro. I meant it. It was pure, authentic fucking thing. And she was like, "Oh, thank you." She was so fucking happy. And we went down the floor and she exited. And I just stood there. And I was standing there and I kind of looked at my business partner and he's like, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "She looked fucking amazing. That's why I did that. She looked fucking amazing." He's like, "That was just weird." I'm like, "You're fucking weird. Fuck you."
Can I give you my honest opinion
Fuck
on that,
that
dude?
guy.
He's a fucking moron.
Well, fuck that guy. I mean, that's why.
That guy's a moron.
That's why I was like, we cannot be business partners because like I need to be my true self. I need to be my authentic self. And if you think I'm fucking weird being authentic, then we don't fucking jive, bro. Fuck you.
That's another similarity we have. So I've done the hair thing before. Because I genuinely mean it. And a lot of times people think you are trying to. It's like, dude, you're not trying to fight. Like, dude, you can tell she spent some time on her hair. What I notice, and I'm a sales guy. I'm very into this shit. I'm very intuitive of how people act, how they walk, their mannerisms. You're a sales guy too. We just know. And like if a server is serving me or somebody's helping me, and her nails are just fucking on point. I'll tell her straight. I was like, "Dude, your fucking nails look great."
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And they'll just be like happiest fucking smile.
One time,
but some people take that shit weird.
No, they do take it weird.
Sometimes people don't understand. But I'm like you. I'm being authentic. I'm being genuine about the shit.
I remember one time we were in Georgia. I was with my wife. I was literally with my wife, and this like probably fucking 350-pound black woman walks into the elevator with us, and I gave her a really genuine compliment. I'm like literally with my wife. I wasn't trying to fuck this
Yeah.
350-pound black woman. I was just gave her a really genuine, authentic compliment. I don't remember what it was, but she was like smiled, and we had this little moment, and she was like, that was so sweet, and like she just felt really good about herself when she left the elevator. And my wife wasn't like, why are you trying to fuck that girl? You know, like it was just like,
What?
no, she
Really?
wasn't. She wasn't.
Oh, okay.
My wife didn't
gotcha,
say
gotcha.
that. You know,
Because she
Yeah.
understands. She's secure in herself
she
too.
just knew. She just knows who
Yeah.
I am, and I was
Yeah.
like being 100% authentic. You know, I probably complimented her on her shoes or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, your shoes are so amazing.
Yeah, you know, that's what it is. I think sometimes some people just don't, like, if you compliment somebody in a way that people aren't used to, and your counterpart or your buddy or whatever, and then like they look baffled sometimes. Like, what, dude?
No,
this is
that's an
really
interesting
fucking
point. That's an interesting point.
Like, seriously.
Because we were out to dinner in Georgia, and like this huge black woman again comes over to serve us, and I was just being friendly with her. And you know, I'm ordering for my wife and what have you, and I'm with some people that maybe I don't know that well, and it could be construed as me being flirty with the waitress. What's the difference between flirty and friendly? You know, like it's confidence.
I don't
It's
know.
confidence and arrogance. What's the difference between confidence and arrogance? It depends on who you are and the way you perceive it, right? So was I being flirty with her or just extremely friendly? You know, but like the waitress comes over, I'm extremely friendly with her and compliment her and like flirt with her, like whatever the flirting means to you, you know. And my wife's like, you know, hey, this is my man, and I'm fucking him tonight when we go back to the hotel. You know, we're in Georgia, we're having a good time, whatever. And I'm just very friendly with this person, but the people across from us are like, oh my God, like, why are you talking to me? Just like Brad, when I was in the fucking elevator and I told this woman, like, you look fucking amazing tonight. I don't know where you're going tonight, but you're going to be the fucking star of the night. Wherever you are, congratulations. You really fucking hit a home run. Have a good time. You know, like I was just really being genuine like that. That's how it was.
I think that's just being a good human, bro. Some people don't know. Some people haven't learned those skills. I think it takes a lot of understanding and stepping back. I think being in sales for both of us is it puts us in a different level of understanding, because salesperson has to like when somebody walks in, they want to buy something, right? You have to kind of sum them up like right away, you know. Like it's like when I was selling trailers, people would walk in, no matter fucking shape, size, female, male. I had seconds to fucking line these people up, okay, and not judge them, but try to understand. And part of that is being complimentary, noticing things. You know, like I have this saying when I'm talking to somebody. If I'm talking to somebody and they're leaning against the wall, then I'll lean against the wall. If they're sitting there, I know obviously I don't smoke, but if they have like a fucking Steelers shirt on, like I'm not a sports guy anymore.
The cup I broke said Steelers on it. It was a Steelers cup I broke.
Oh, it's okay, dude. I get it.
Okay, sorry.
But my point is, if they have a Steelers shirt on, maybe I'll talk about sports. You know, if they pull in a fucking Ford Lariat, fucking F-150. I got a Ford Lariat F-150, dude. So you really got to kind of sum things up real quick, right? So take the sales side out of that, and then just being a normal person. I think those things cross over a lot just in normal life. You're a friendly person. You want people to be, you want to be presentable and being friendly. And so I think those things come out naturally for sales guys. Just because I'm complimenting some chick on her fucking nails doesn't mean I want to fuck her. I'm just being courteous. That's what, normal human beings do, I think. But if people aren't in that aspect and they aren't in that world and they haven't achieved that kind of mentality yet, then it might come off sounding kind of weird. like some kind of insecure girlfriend. Be like, why are you talking to her? I know you were looking at her titties.
I want to spread positivity.
Yeah.
I want to spread positivity wherever I go, whether it's in an elevator or at a dinner or in a busy conference center. You're bumping into someone and trying to find direction. I want to spread positivity.
Yeah. It's not like you're going, oh my God, your titties are fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, you may notice it, but you're not going to say it. You may like, dude, your fucking nails look great. Your fucking, your pedicure, fucking, you done good on that this week or whatever. So some people just don't grasp the concept, bro. And that's okay.
You want to do some sales role plays real quick?
Oh, fuck. All right. Hey, you want to keep this show going? Let's go, bro. I've been drinking some whiskey. I've been drinking some hard cider. Let's fucking do this show.
Okay. Do you want to be the contractor or you want to be the salesman?
I'll be the contractor this time.
And I'm the salesman? And
okay, well, whatever.
I'm the salesperson.
Okay.
And you're the person. Okay, so what's a common objection you get? I want to think about it, or it's too much money. Like, what do you want? What's a common objection that you get?
Well, it depends on what field are we talking about.
Your field,
the mining industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a common objection you get?
My thing is budget, and I got to price it out because typically in my industry, they got to get 3 or 4 quotes before they can make a decision.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll tell people straight up, I'm not going to be the cheapest.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So it's budgetary, and then I got to get approval, kind of scenario.
So you're going through like a process, like the buying decision, right? Okay,
sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to get some kind of approval.
That one's a little trickier for me. That like I don't run into that much.
But let's go back to if I was selling trailers at Big Techs.
Okay, cool. What was your common objection there?
So be like, oh, I don't know, let me fucking think about it.
Want to think about it?
Let me think about it. I want to go look at the quality of their trailers next door.
Let's do the think about it close.
Let's
do the think about it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
So I'm the customer then?
You're the customer.
Okay.
I'm the sales guy.
Okay, let's do it. Dude.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Cool, JT. So I've shown you everything you've looked at today. Clearly, you fall in love with this particular trailer. Have I given you enough information to make a decision right now?
I think so. I think I've got enough info here.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if I can make a decision right now.
You can't make a decision?
Well, you know what? I gotta talk to my wife.
You got to talk to your wife?
Yeah, I might have to talk to my wife about this because, it's a lot of money, and I mean, I know we have it, but I just, I don't know if we can do it yet.
I totally get it. I mean, I've been married for 30 years. I talk to my wife about some things sometimes as well. So, just out of curiosity, does your wife know that the problems you're suffering by not having this trailer? Is she aware of the problems that you're experiencing right now?
Fuck no, she doesn't know shit.
She doesn't know the problems you're experiencing right now?
She doesn't know shit, dude.
If she knew the problems...
I tell her, but she don't fucking understand.
But if she knew the problems you were experiencing by not having the trailer, would she be on board with helping you solve those or not?
Well, I mean, probably. I mean, if she knew, she'd probably be more receptive.
If she knew the problem, should we jump on the phone with her right now? Do you think we should just give her a call? Like, would it be helpful? Like, because clearly you're suffering from not having this trailer to solve the problems that you have. And if she knew that the problems you're suffering because you don't have the trailer, like, would she like be on board? Should we get her on the phone real quick?
She's at work right now, man. I don't know if we can get her on the
cool.
phone.
Yeah, I get it. My wife works too. I totally get it. So, so you need to think about this. Is this what you're telling me? Like, you need to sleep on this, or
yeah,
what?
probably. I want to go next door and check out the other trailers over there. I know there's 2 other trailer companies.
There's a lot of trailer companies to choose from.
Look, yeah,
I totally get it. I think you should. I mean, it's a responsible thing to do your due diligence. So, let me just hit you with something. There's typically, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people buying trailers. It's not uncommon for people to need to think about it. And so what I've experienced and what I figured out is that typically when someone needs to think about it, there's usually 3 things that hit the line. Is it okay if I just share with you what those particular
dude.
3 things are? Okay, cool. So the 3 things are, do you think that the product that we've talked about right now will solve your problem? Clearly, we've talked about all the issues that you've had in your business, and the trailer that we've selected would solve the problems. You either don't think the trailer is going to solve the problem, number 1, or number 2, maybe you don't think I'm the right guy to sell you the trailer. Maybe you don't think I'm the guy that's going to serve you well and solve your problems and be there for you when you need me. Or you can't afford it.
Oh, I can afford it, dude.
Okay. So if you can afford it, it's either you don't think that the problem that this trailer is going to solve your problems, or you don't think I'm going to be there for you when you need me.
No, man, I think you've been a good sales guy. I think you'll solve my problems.
I will definitely be there for you.
And I know the trailer will work.
Okay. So you can afford it. You know that I'm the guy that will be there for you, and the trailer's going to solve your problems, right?
Yeah.
Which credit card would you like to use today?
Let me give you my motherfucking Visa, yo.
The whole beginning of this whole process, you're like, I'm gonna tell you I need to think about it. And you're like, I need to talk to my wife. That's a different close.
Yeah, it is.
So I had to take you different direction.
Well, I was switching it up on you, dude.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Were you surprised?
No, I liked how it was the smooth transition that you had was nice.
Okay, let's want to do another one?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, how about the other company down the street?
Do you want me to be the sales guy now?
No, I'll be the contractor. I'll still be the sales guy.
Okay, let's hear it.
How about the other guy down the street's less money?
Yeah, the other guy down the street is always less money.
Yeah, the guy I can get another trailer $2,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, you like that? Did you ever hear that when you're selling trailers?
I do it all the time, bro.
Okay.
I actually I have firsthand knowledge of this, and I had a pretty good closing ratio.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay, then why don't you try and close me?
Okay, we can do that.
You want me to close you on the?
We can do that. Because, dude, the trailer aspect, I was with Big Tex Trailers for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much heard every fucking thing.
What's the guy down the street, Carlson?
It's Carson Trailers.
Carson
okay. Trailers, and then PJ Trailers too.
Okay. Okay. So you want to be the sales guy and you want to try and close me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or you want me to try and close you?
No, I'll try to close you.
Okay.
Because, I consider myself, I have some pretty good skills, but maybe not pond digger status.
Sometimes you have to go through I think about it to get to the money.
Okay.
Because what I tried to do in the think about it close was like isolate you to the problem. So I might tell you I need to think about it, but it's really money.
Dude, it always comes down.
Can you get me to there? Let's see if you can do it.
It always comes down to money, dude.
Okay, cool. Sell me. Close me.
All right, so you like the trailer that I showed you, right?
Yeah, it's a cool trailer, man. It's sort of like a really good trailer.
What were some of the key features you liked on it?
I like that extra capacity of the driver pin, man. That whatever that thing is that lifts, like that fucking that. Yeah, I liked how that's a lot, and I really liked how you could you could kind of cheat the numbers a little bit and go from like 9,999 on capacity to 14,000, but make it down so where I could have more capacity and still be legal. I really like that about that. That's cool.
Yeah, well, see, there's a reason why Big Tex is pretty much one of the biggest trailer manufacturers in the nation, because we've come up with ways to be able to not only give you a better price on the trailer itself, but it comes down to quality as well and what it can do. We have a very wide selection of things.
Hold on a second. My wife's calling me right now. Yeah? No, I'll be home soon. Dinner? Okay, I'll be home for dinner, babe. I'm trying to work a deal on a trailer right now. Yeah. Okay. No, I'll pick it up for sure. Okay. All right. Bye. What were you saying?
How long you been married, man?
I've been married almost 30 years, bro.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, because I'm getting ready to get married myself.
Oh, really?
And I've this first timer, man. So as someone who's been who's got 30 years of experience, what kind of advice do you have for someone like me getting married for the first time. Obviously, you have a successful marriage. 30 years is a long time.
Yeah. No, cool. You want me to be straight fucking up with you?
Yeah.
She swallows.
Hey, that's always the best thing.
I mean, what do you want me to say, bro? Like, fucking marry that bitch. Look, dude, I gotta hit it, bro. My wife's fucking kind of pushing me, and she's a good woman, and I gotta go pick up some fucking lettuce for the tacos on the way home.
Okay.
Look at the trailer's really fucking awesome. But I need to sleep on it. I need to think about it. Is that cool?
Well, it's totally fine. I totally get it. I know you got to keep the boss lady happy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you liked the trailer, right?
Yeah. The trailer's really cool.
Okay. Was there the pricing is reasonable, right? Obviously, I gave you a pretty good deal. I even showed you the numbers
Look,
on the
bro,
paper.
can I just be straight with you?
Of course, I want nothing but honesty.
Okay. Yeah. So if I'm gonna be transparent with you, Carson down the street, I can get the trailer for like $2,000 cheaper, and $2,000, $2,000. You know, $20 is $20, right?
I get it.
Yeah, it's $2,000 cheaper down the street.
See, but the thing about Carson trailers is they only have a 1-year warranty. We have a 3-year warranty on our trailers. Okay. Not only that, but we have welded hinges. You can literally hang on our doors, and you won't rip that thing off. Not only that, but we powder coat our trailers. Carson Trailers doesn't do that. They just do paint. You know, as you know, powder coating trailers is not an easy thing. So,
bro, hold on. Sorry, hold on, babe. Yeah. No, I'm coming. Yeah, you know you love it when I'm coming. No, I'll get the lettuce. I swear. Cheese? You need okay. What kind of cheese? All right. Yeah, babe. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I love you too.
Sounds like you guys got a great relationship.
Yeah, dude. I can appreciate all those extra cool things you have on the trailer. Let me just go home and have tacos with the lady.
Okay.
And then, but I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. The trailers are nice, but $2,000, you know, it's hard for me. I'm just gonna be transparent. I gotta really sleep on this.
Well, I get it, and let me throw one last thing at you.
Okay.
Before you leave, because I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you these things, right? So
cool. I appreciate it.
Carson Trailers has all bias ply tires.
What?
They all have bias ply tires.
I don't even know what bias ply means.
We have radial tires, which means
what is bias ply?
Bias ply is a very thin rubber, and it's only.
I don't even use rubbers, bro.
It's only double.
What I mean,
it's only double coat. We have radial tires.
Bias ply.
Bias ply. They're very, very thin.
Hold on. I don't even know bias ply.
Well, that's what I'm here to tell you.
Fuck,
like,
dude.
Look, I'm not going to be the guy who just sells you something and leaves.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be honest with you. Look, yes, I know you can go down the street and get something cheaper.
Okay.
You can go anywhere, but we're not always going to be the cheapest. You know why? Because we're selling you on the quality. Plus, you can see me anytime. You get a better warranty, better quality, better hinges, better tires.
Wow.
This all pays for something.
Okay.
So I just want to leave that with you. I know you're in a hurry. Hey, make sure you get your wife some donuts or some kind of sweet treat too, because you know that'll help her out.
She does like chocolate.
So look, I'm gonna give you my personal number. You can call me at any time of the day, even if it's fucking midnight. Okay. I'm letting you know I'm here for you, and I'm not just gonna.
Hey Siri, set an alarm for midnight.
Let's go. I'll probably be drinking some whiskey.
Okay, cool.
So,
all right, cool. Let's flip it around.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
JT, listen, man. We've looked at the trailers. Have I given you enough information to make a decision on this trailer tonight?
I think so.
Okay, cool. What credit card would you like to use?
Oh, I'm not gonna make a decision tonight. I gotta talk to the wife, bro.
Oh, you said you'd make a decision.
Well, no, I was basically answering you that have you given me enough information? Yes, you have.
Oh, okay, cool. But you need to talk to the wife.
Yeah, I got to talk to the wife. You know, I'm newly married, bro. So now it's like we talk to each other about every expense that we do with each other.
Perfect. And how do you think she's gonna? What do you think she's gonna go on this? When you tell her about all the things that this thing's gonna solve for you, all the problems it's gonna solve. Everything that's going to help you make more money for your business and make you more profitable and bring home more bacon. What do you think she's going to say? You think she's gonna say, "Yeah, I don't think we should do this, JT"?
It's definitely a money issue with her because
Money. Okay.
she's the woman. She pays all the bills.
Okay. So it comes down to money.
Pretty much.
Okay. So cool. So it sounds like you need to think about it.
Yeah, well, I need to look at. There's a couple other companies down the way that I want to look at too because
Okay.
I saw a really cool trailer down there that they had.
Okay, cool.
So,
Well, I mean, what are you hoping to hear from the other companies that you haven't heard from us today?
well, it's all comes down to money. So, I think it's a little bit cheaper down there that I can. You got to save $1. I just got married. I just spent $40,000 on the fucking
Jesus.
on a wedding.
Congratulations,
So,
man. So you've already got quotes for cheaper down the street?
I got one quote,
Okay.
and there's another company I want to look at down there that's that had a really cool trailer I liked.
Got it. Okay, cool. Is there some features on that trailer that maybe would outshine what we've talked about today?
Yeah, it had radial tires, bro.
Oh, radial tires? Okay.
Right, and it's powder coated. It had a fucking
Cool.
door on the side.
So we're
drop
radial.
down ramp.
We're powder coated, chopped down ramp. Like, is there something different about them that we don't have?
No, I mean a trailer's a trailer, right? For the most part.
Okay. Yeah, no, I totally get it. But it came down to money, right?
Yes.
And what kind of money are we talking here, JT? Just be straight with me. I'm being transparent with you.
I think they were about $1,500 cheaper than you.
1,500. Okay.
So I'm broke right now. I just spent 40 grand on a fucking wedding,
Dude,
bro.
Congratulations, happy marriage, right there, dude. Happy wife, happy life. Listen, let's just take money off the table for just a second. Okay, are we cool with that?
All right.
Let's just say our trailers are the exact same amount of money. Okay, so if the numbers were the same, which company would you choose? Would you choose their company or would you choose ours company?
Well, at that point, I guess it would depend on what extras I'm getting. You gonna throw in a spare tire and shit?
Of course. We've already talked about those kind of things. We've talked about the extras. Do you feel like you're going to get more extras with us or them? What extras are important to you?
Well, they're gonna put some tie downs on there. They
Okay.
said they would do that, and they might throw in a couple locks and shit like that. So
Tie downs, locks.
Yeah.
What else?
well, on the spare tire.
Spare
they're gonna
tire.
do
What
that.
else?
And they're gonna mount the spare in a certain way that I want. So that kind
Okay.
of stuff.
Mounting the spare. Okay, cool. Like we can all do that the same amount of money. What would you choose, them or us?
Well, it's hard to say. I guess if you can do that right now, it might be something I can think about.
I just want to be clear. Because you said might be and think about. That means you're still unsure. So either you're not really sure about the product or you're not sure about who to choose from. So I'm just trying to
Well, it comes down to who's got the better quality, really.
okay, better quality. So have you kind of looked that through? Do you have a sense of who you feel has the better quality? So let's say the lockdowns, the tie downs, the straps, the spare tire, everything's the same. It's them or us. Our price is exactly the same. Who would you choose? Them or would you choose us?
That's a good question. Maybe you, because you and I have a better banter here. So
Okay, cool. So you feel like you and I have connected better than you've connected with the other salesperson. And I can appreciate that. And I thank you so much for connecting me with that. But why else? Because at the end of the day, I could be gone tomorrow. And what else is good for you? Why else would you choose us over them?
I don't know. I'm ready to buy, but if you're saying you can do the same that they can, then
is money the only factor, or have you thought about warranty? Have you thought about service? Have you thought about
warranty is a thing.
Branding? Have you thought about any of those things? What else?
The warranty is a thing.
Warranty?
Warranty and
okay.
Better quality.
Okay, so if you're judging warranty and quality, the price is the same. Are you choosing us or them? Have you looked into that? Is there any information I can give you to help?
Well, they have
a
1-year warranty on their stuff.
Okay.
So what's your warranty?
3.
Okay, that's
Okay,
a good
quality.
thing.
What else? What else can I help you with the quality?
Okay. Can you upgrade those bias ply tires to radials?
Radials are standard for us.
Okay.
Some of the other companies, I don't know who, but I don't know exactly who you're talking about. But a lot of the other companies have the bias ply tires. Well, ours are standard radial. I mean, would that make you feel more comfortable?
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
Radials are way better.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
Powder coating, welding. I mean, have you thought
Oh, you
about
guys
any of those
powder coat
things?
your trailers?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. Well, Cushion, they don't powder coat their trailers.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, JT, I just got to be really, really upfront with you about something. We are $1,500 more expensive than the other company. But for all the reasons that you've just talked to us about, the warranty, the radial tires, the powder coating, the welding, that's the reason why we're $1,500 more expensive.
Makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Okay, cool. I mean, so have I given you enough information to make a decision tonight? Work with us?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Which credit card would you like to use?
Do you give veteran discounts? Dude, I gotta tell you, it's so funny that we're having this back and forth, because I gotta tell you something about a really cool fucking sale I did. And this was only like $7,400. It wasn't a big fucking sale, but this was a company that I had a relation with when I was with AMS. And, you know, he didn't buy a lot from us because we didn't have a lot to offer him. But on occasion, he would buy stuff. But I would still go in and see him because, you know, if I'm in the area, you know, like a lot of people will say, well, if somebody's not buying from you, then you shouldn't go see them. And, you know, and then AMS had this weird kind of thing. You have like an A, B, and C customer. A being top customer, C being so A being the customer that, dude, they're your best customer. You see them like once a week, maybe twice a week or more. B being maybe once every other week, and then C being maybe once a month. But I was like, no, fuck that. My mentality was, yeah, I'll see my A customers once a week, but I'm going to fucking see those C customers once a week too. Because I'm going to turn that C customer into an A customer, dude. And so that's how I always thought when I was with AMS. And it didn't always work that way. But to make a long story short, when I left AMS and I crossed over to Hard Rock, I was seeing the same customers. I'd go see the same people. And so this one customer, I'd go in and see him, and I started seeing him as soon as I crossed over and I got the new gig. I went over there and I said, hey, here's the scenario, here's the breakdown, here's what I'm doing. Now, Hard Rock had a lot more opportunities to sell to him. Like, we had a lot more stuff that he could buy. But still, he was the type of guy who would always get 4 quotes, because they can't make a decision unless they have 4 quotes on everything. It's just that's just how they do. So I started seeing him. So I started working for Hard Rock. I started seeing him immediately. I'd go in and see him, and I was visiting him maybe once every other week. And then one day I went in there, maybe 2 or 3 months into being with Hard Rock, and I saw him, and he's like, hey man, I need a quote on this stuff. Now, I already knew we were going to be hired, because the wire that we carry it's a quality premium wire. It's usually it's known within the industry to be the most expensive. It really is. I mean, Hard Rock has quality line manufacturer lines, right? So I told him straight out, I'm like, and I know how these guys go. They go like, dude, if you're comparing quotes and this quote is 10 cents cheaper, they got to go with that one. That's just how they do it, dude. That's just, it's always been known. So I told him straight up, I'm like, man, I was like, listen, bro, I can quote you. We're probably not going to be the lowest, bro. We're not going to be the lowest. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't want to waste your time. He's like, but, well, why are you guys so expensive? I'm like, dude, well, here's why. And I fucking, boom, I pulled out my shit. I had samples. I fucking had my whole thing ready to go. And I was not expecting this. This is all on the fly, dude. And so he's like, wow, that's fucking awesome right there. I've never seen this shit. Like, quote me anyways. I said, all right, you got it. We're going to be more expensive, I tell you right now.
Yeah.
So I send it over to him. I follow up with him like fucking next day. I said, Rick, what? So where we at? He's like, well, you were lying. You're the most expensive out of 5 quotes. I said, I told you, man. I told you it was gonna be here's a PO. I said, what? I said, the PO. He's like, bro, you sold it. You sold it to me. You sold it to me on day one. He's like, dude, if I can get longer life out of the screens and I can get more production, that just is a win-win. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I was like, so you're saying we were the most He's like, yeah, you were the highest out of all 5. And you're giving me a PO? He's like, yep. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Let's go.
So this was like a couple months ago, bro. So I go and I follow up with him. I just was in there randomly. I happened to be in the neighborhood. I said, hey, Rick, how are those screens working? He's like, bro, they're still kicking ass. We haven't even had to replace them yet.
Yeah.
I was like, does that mean you're going to order some more? He's like, I'm about ready to.
Let's go.
I was like, dude, that was awesome, bro. And
Send you a quote.
I wasn't even trying.
And your hair looks nice today.
The thing is, I wasn't even trying. It was just one of those scenarios. Like, it was such a like spontaneous, sporadic thing, and I was just being honest. I was like, bro, we ain't gonna be the cheapest, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. And I think that, I think my previous relationship with him helped, but I think also me being honest with him, like, dude, we're not gonna be the cheapest, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. And then us being the highest, and then he gives me a fucking PO for it, dude. And yeah, it was only $7,400, but dude, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. My boss was stoked, dude. So I thought that was pretty fucking that was a pretty good sales call right there. So I guess it's a case by case basis. You don't want to lie to your customers. You just want to be honest with them. That's how I see it.
That was fun.
So anyways, brother, let's wrap this up.
Let's land the plane, bro.
Well, hey, we're going to Texas next week, bro.
Dude, we're leaving in like 2 days.
A couple days.
Yeah.
So what's that going to consist of? We're going to the pod house, right?
We're going to Pod House, Texas, and we are going to do. We're going to sponsor games, and then we have an Airbnb. We'll be doing a content creation war room, podcasting, all that stuff. It's going to be amazing. I'm super excited.
So we're just doing stuff randomly. Like I don't even know what to expect. I mean, I know you've kind of filled me in on some stuff, but I know you're taking your gear with you, but I kind of don't know what to expect. We're just going to go out there. We're going to be in some classroom environment and learn about some things to grow the brand. But are we going to be spontaneous, and we're going to do some episodes, or we're going to do some random shit? What's that going to consist of?
So at the Pod House in the evening and the mornings, we'll be like recording and doing content and stuff. Like when we made all those old fashions at nighttime after the thing, and we were doing the old fashions, and someone else's arms were on me, and I was like, my arms were back.
Dude, that was
like,
fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious, right? So,
dude, because he almost burnt the fuck out of you, bro.
I know.
All that shit, dude.
I know. So it was amazing. So we're just gonna be spontaneous, because most of the time when you go out of town to do an event and you're like trying to get better and you're learning and stuff, a lot of the magic happens after hours. Like when you're at dinner time and you're like, hey, did you catch this today? Like, no, I didn't catch that. Did you catch this? Like, no, I didn't catch that. And like you're starting to like blend everything that you learned and I learned and he learned, and then in one little thing. And so that's what's going to happen at Pod House. So all the podcasters will be in the room. We'll be at our event in the daytime, consuming knowledge, how to be, the best possible versions of ourselves for our brands and our sponsors that we're working with. And then we'll go back to the war room, and then we'll create content based around that. And then we'll go back to training in the next day, and
I
then
love that.
yeah,
dude.
on and on. Yeah,
It'd be kind of cool to be spontaneous and to make shit up on the fly. I think that's more organic.
it's gonna be fucking St. Patrick's Day too, by the way. Come on,
Oh yeah.
Say, and the river walk's gonna turn green. Like,
oh shit, for real?
Yes, dude.
Oh, so we're gonna be drinking a lot of green beer.
Yes, dude.
Awesome.
And some Jameson, bro. Come on.
Can't fucking wait, dude. That's fucking awesome. Well, let's wrap this up. It's been a long episode, brother. And do you want to give any last minute shout outs before we end this ride?
No, man. I think it's just been fun, and I would love for you to come and check out the Deep End podcast with Eric Triplett. That's my shit. And come on over and check out that stuff. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a contractor, you're looking to become a better version of yourself, that's what the podcast is all about. And of course, if you love ponds and water gardens and koi fish and fish, that's going to be a twist of it as well.
Well, I'm still waiting for this motherfucker to invite me to his podcast, so we'll see if that happens.
We'll see one day.
So,
next week, we're going to do it.
Okay.
It's going to be amazing.
I can't wait, dude.
Yeah.
So, hey, brother, thanks for being out here tonight. I really appreciate it. I had a great fucking time catching up. And dude, we talked about things that we've never discussed before.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's kind of nice to kind of line things up as they as the years went by. And of course, we could have talked about some other shit, but this was a lot of fun, and I fucking appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, Mom's gonna have a good time with this one.
I know. We love you, Mom.
I wonder if Mom remembers Running with the Devil, dude.
She probably doesn't remember.
In Los Alamitos, Running with the Devil, boom. I wish we could just crank that song right now. Just so people. I'm gonna listen to that on the way home on my ride home tonight.
We'll
listen to Run with the Devil.
Dude, she doesn't remember fucking 2 days ago. Okay. I'm just saying.
Sorry, Mom.
I love you, Mom.
I love
I'm just saying. Anyhow, hey, if you're a brand and you kind of like what's going on here on my podcast, if you're unapologetic and you're a patriot and you want to kind of collaborate and work together, I'm all open. I'm open ears. I'd love to work with you. And if you're one of those people who have different thoughts and you kind of are on the other side of the fence and you want to come on the show and you want to kind of debate me and talk about some things, I would love to have you on. Feel free to reach out to me, and we'll talk about these things. Also, if you're new to my show and you want to kind of listen some more, you can find me on all the social sites. You can find me on X at JT Rocks You. You can find me on Instagram at JT Rocks You. You can find me on Facebook at JT Space Triplett. And of course, all my episodes are uploaded onto YouTube within 24 hours. Now, iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff, I'm not on those yet, but I am very close to having all my episodes on those. So in the meantime, if you want to kind of check out my full episodes, feel free to go to YouTube. You can find me at In the Mind of JT. With that being said, this is JT signing off. Ride safe, live free, and don't take shit from anyone. Peace.